What's up, guys? This is your boy Ghost Rider 730. Thank you for stopping by and checking out Gears 5 Teach Test. Let's talk about it. And today, guys, I just want to say, man, for all that hate that this Teach Test is getting from certain people, I feel like, especially on Twitter, when I'm watching Twitter and I see Fruitgazis talking about that Gears is actually like lackluster, that's crazy. This Gears of War 5 Teach test. I started it on actually I think it came out on Friday. Now I got home, relaxed, try to get in. It took me a while to get on. Maybe it's because they was trying to get these servers and testing out these servers. That's what people don't understand. They was testing out these servers because Rob Ferguson has stated that they having little difficulties or problems with these servers because there's probably so much people that was trying to get onto the game. Now I can't lie to you. I was jumping in and out of the rooms on Arcade Quick Play. Now, Arcade Quick Play is dope. That's fire. The way they had it, where you get kills, there's a certain amount of kills you get. You press Y, boom. You could choose either the Nasher, you could choose a sniper rifle, you could choose grenades, you could choose certain things, certain weapons on the amount of kills you have, and a certain loadouts. Now, I just don't understand what was all the hating for. You know what I mean? Like Rob Ferguson stated that this is not it's not a, how can I explain it? It's not a demo. Like this is a testing the servers basically, you know. And I just wanted to, I just had to say something about this because it's on Twitter right now. Like, you know, I subscribe to this dude, and this dude, it's like, I understand you trying to get clicks and everything. Yeah, I'm a smaller channel, but I tried to keep it real. It's, speak my mind on certain bullshit. Not for nothing, they just pulling the crap gamers. They pulling him out, man. And he's a cool dude, but I feel like, come on, bro. Online will be dead within 2 months. Really, bro? Like that's crazy. You supposed to be this Xbox dude, but now you riding on PlayStation. I understand to like both consoles. There's nothing wrong with that. But for you just to try to bash them, especially if they don't disable crossplay with PC, I'm not putting up with that shit. My only options are getting my ass kicked in ranked or getting my ass kicked by PC players in the other mods and other modes. Look, bro, I was playing. I had a blast. Yeah, sometimes I got upset because if it's crossplay now, PC dudes is on there. But why is everything with you? Since I've been following you for a while, bro, and everything's just crossplay. I don't like it because it's crossplay, bro. Just enjoy the game. This is one of the hottest games probably of the year. Like I don't understand that, bro. Like if you doing this with clicks, I respect that. Like I understand that. But damn, son, like in 2 months the game is gonna be dead. Like right now, this Gears of War is popping. The ranked play matches against similarly skilled opponents for weekly rewards. I played on that. King of the Hill is beast mode. King of the Hill is a monster, man. I went on there, I got a little frustrated. Hey, but that's Gears of War for you. If you ain't nice with wall bouncing, if you ain't nice with rodeoing, bruh, put the controller down, man. Like, let's be honest here, man. Like, you have to play these games and really get into this, man. Like, Gears is a hardcore game, man. I understand Last of Us 2 might be coming out. They ain't still got the date on that, but this is a test. A test. And this test right now is fire. Like I'm enjoying it, and I know a lot of people was enjoying it. And there's a lot of things you can do in this Gears of War. That's fun. They got different type of weapons. I know they only give us like what 2 maps, but this is a teach test. So crap game, I don't understand that. How you saying online will be dead within 2 months? Look at Gears of War 4. That shit is still popping. You could get matches right now. I could hop in it right now and get matches. Like I think you just ODing with it now. Like you just wilding out, man. But if PlayStation come out with Death Stranding with a dude pulling out a ladder out the book bag or running around with a baby, you probably say that's game of the year. Like right now, just to get these clicks, bro. And you a big channel. You shouldn't even have to do that. Like all these Xbox dudes is flip flopping, bro. It's hilarious. Just enjoy the console, the opposite console. You ain't got the shit on the other console that you was rooting for in the beginning, but now you want to try to say that they dog shit. What did PlayStation bring out this year? What did they really bring out? And last year, what I don't understand that, man. You saying that 48% and all that shit is going down with Microsoft and all that? Like, ah, man, bro. I see people where I'm at, where I live at, they buying Xboxes, man. I mean, it might not be selling because that's how you getting your views or whatever. Cause I see a lot of that, man. It's like sometimes you just be putting up things for clickbait, and it'd be crazy. Everything is clickbait, man. Like it's too much rumors out there. You're clickbaiting on that too. Like I thought you was real people, man. But I guess not, man. Like that's crazy, man. This Gears of War is dope. I can't wait. I can't wait. I've been enjoying this Gears, going crazy. Oh man, hold on. I got some Frankie Capone. Man, Frankie Capone, I'm gonna read your comments right now, man. He said, "Holy shit, I'm here. If you need an extra body, hit me up, Ghost." Frankie Capone. These so-called gamers thinking Gears is like COD. Okay, I see you. T Reaper, crap is crying like a baby because he doesn't want to be anywhere near PC players, but can't say we didn't warn you. Bruh, PC players been on Gears 4, man. This is not nothing new. If you can't game and you can't kill none of them, I understand. If you got a mouse and a keyboard, the controller, you can't beat that. But if you can't get no kills, bro, and you complaining, that's bad. That's on you. That's a you problem, man. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, sometimes I get frustrated if this PC dude and he killing me a lot. Hey, it is what it is. That come with the territory. But it only gets you better. That's how you get nice in games. You understand? Like you got to go through some of the hardship in the game. You're not gonna beat everybody. But also, man, that reminds me, man, people like that remind me of people that get. I like COD. And COD, when we get a gun that's good or something, you got people that cry because they ain't that good and they die a lot. And guess what? They nerf the weapon to cater to the people that complain. That's what I'm saying. To me, I don't respect that. Stop complaining. Keep it gaming. Play, bro. Because it's people that mess up shit when something's going good. I enjoyed it. I had a good experience. After the show, I'm about to hop on Gears and have a ball. Play it, try to rank out on it or whatever, and have a ball and have fun. That's what it's all about. We got a dope game right now, and it's a test, a test. It's not even a game, really. Only gave us two boards, and people are already trying to. What do PlayStation got right now? Are they playing Death Stranded? Nah, that's crazy, man. I'm not, I'm just calling out the bullshit. A lot of this is ridiculous, bro. Like, people are really on that Sony hype train, man, for real. That dust is out there for real. Like I heard, man, I don't know if people paying people or giving free PlayStations out, but that's sad, man. Yeah, man. Yo, Legal, it is hot in these streets, man. Legal, if you got time, you could jump in, boy. I left it in the chat. I left it in the chat. If you want to jump in, feel free, homie. I just want to call it out, man. I'm kind of tired of the bullshit, man. Like, we're toxic when we speaking the truth. We like certain games, but we're toxic. But though a lot of these gamers don't even be gaming on them shits. There's certain games I like. I might not be the most hardcoreless gamer in this community, but I enjoy the games, certain games that I play. Everybody know Ghost as a COD guy. I'm loving Gears. Hey, if niggas want to strap up and play Halo with my subscribers, I get down. I'm a gamer too. I'll play Halo. But I rock out with my boys. And there's certain YouTubers I rock out with. You understand? It's out there that know I'm a real dude. I'm not fake, man. And I'm not just trying to get clicks and all that, trying to be the biggest YouTuber. Nah, that's not what I'm here for, bro. Mr. Kima, I'm gonna read your comment, my brother. What's up, man? I salute you. You heard? 48% worldwide. Xbox not selling in Asia and Europe, but selling well in North America, Mexico, and Brazil. Like, it's selling. It's selling more than the 360. I say that's a success. It's not. It might not be selling the same units as PlayStation, because PlayStation, we all know, is in more territories. That's common sense. Need I say this again? It's like I gotta keep repeating myself. It's like I'm gonna say it in a hustler term. If a hustler got 100 blocks and you have 50 blocks, who's gonna sell the most and make the most money? The one with the 100 blocks. That's common sense. But it is what it is. I tip my hat off to Sony. Okay, they got the sales. They got a dope game in God of War. Okay. But I'm not gonna kiss God of War's ass. I got the PlayStation. I got God of War. Yeah, it's a good game. I'm tired of beating the horse and saying that. You know? Killer Shaving 82, Crap Gamer Hide his achievements list on the Xbox One. The question is why. He's afraid of people seeing him playing Gears of War on casual. Hey man, if he plays on casual, that's on him, man. I try playing on hard. I try to play like difficult levels. Like in any game I really play. I don't try to go easy or nothing like that, because then what's the sense of playing the game? The AIs ain't gonna really attack you fully. Gears hasn't changed. These idiots just want to cry and clickbait. Hey, that's what it's about. I see nowadays clickbaiting. I see that's how you get most clicks and that's how you get views. When you talk about people and you talk about shit that's nonsense. You understand? I'm noticing that. And that's what people go to. I see a lot of people go for that. And I'm picking up, I'm learning the game since I've been on this YouTube thing. I thought it was honestly being truthful and being real to your subscribers and everything. You lose subscribers and you start seeing that all of this YouTube thing, people use people and they gain a lot from having people get roll with them and then try to shit on them when they make it real, real big. T Reaper say Young Bloods Friday morning, let's go. Yo, that's what's up, bro. T Reaper and the other concept crap doesn't understand. Phil got his official world brand. He got what he wanted. And like he said, at E3, he don't care what you buy now. Hey, I see it like this. T Reaper, I see it like this. I'm a gamer and I buy the product I like. And I'm not gonna let somebody dictate on their feelings, on what they going through, to try to dictate on what I want to play. I've never been like that. If I like something, I buy it because I like it. If I want to play a console and I bought it and I want to play that console, I'm gonna play it. But if I know that both consoles are good and they got different things, then both consoles, because hey, let's be honest here. If both these consoles are doing the same exact thing and with the same games, what's the sense I'm buying both consoles? I'm used to buying consoles for different reasons. That's what a true gamer does, and a real gamer buys everything. And I don't e-beg. You understand? I don't e-beg, yo, or not for nothing. I don't ask people to buy me games and stuff like that. I'm saying if you got a bigger channel, you got all that. You know what I mean? Like you getting paid for this shit. When I do things from my heart, and I talk from my heart. You know. Also, Phase 114, the YouTube gaming community want the shit once money got into the picture. Hey, bro, I'm not I'm not getting paid nothing. I do this for me. I do it for free. I do it as a hobby. I don't care about being the biggest YouTuber. I said that millions of times, my brother. And yeah, you're right. Maybe this is how people making their money on it, but not me. I just want to speak the truth with my crew and speak my mind. And if you got something to say and like on the comment section, y'all don't need to give me money, bro. I don't care, really. You know what I mean? Like, I'll read it out and I'll talk to y'all. And if y'all might get at me, curse me out, might not go with my opinion. But other than that, you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and I agree. Team Reaper, damn right, laugh out loud. If we like it, I press swipe, laugh out loud. Simple as that. Bro, Reaper, you 110% right, bro. If you like it, swipe it, buy it, enjoy it. You know what I mean? FaZe, you are one of the true OGs, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I tip my hat off to you, FaZe. Thank you, man. At least somebody sees something. You know what I mean? T Reaper, I like what is so hard to understand, investing in what you love to enjoy. That's true, T. But also I got Xbox All In. He in the room with me right now. What's up, Xbox?
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I hear it in the background. I don't know if it's playing in the background.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you better, my brother. I'm glad you got in the room, man. Like,
Yes. Sorry, dude. I was playing. I was actually playing my Xbox games.
hey, yo, bro, exactly, exactly, yo, Xbot, man. I just, sometimes I had enough. I've been literally now. I've been looking at Twitter. And I've been watching things, and I see a lot of things, and I see a lot of the hate, but I see all the bias and the clickbait, and it's sad. Like this is a big game that's coming out in maybe like 2 months. This is Microsoft baby right here. Besides Halo, if you're a true Xbox dude and you really play Xbox and you so called a hardcore gamer, how you trying to shit on Gears?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of. I'm not surprised if you're not into Xbox or if you're a PlayStation guy or even a Nintendo guy. That doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is a lot of the people that's supposed to be Xbox. All of a sudden they want to jump ship, or Xbox has no games. Um, it's just a continuation of what's been going on since 2013. I personally, I mean, yeah, it's aggravating, but I kind of like it, man, because it's kind of like I was telling this to Hebot the other day, man. It's kind of like we're separating the wheat from the chaff, you
Oh,
know.
okay, I get what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of people you see where the weakness is at, and you see where the strong is at.
Yeah, because a lot. I am surprised though, man, by some of these dudes, man. I thought they were a little bit more hardcore than what they say they were, but obviously that's not the case. So
I mean, in all reality, we consumers first. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's cool with me, But a
Yes,
lot of these guys was ripping hard,
I
you
know.
know. They
Trust
was
me,
ripping hard
it
too.
shocked me. It shocked me. Like, I'm really. That's what I said. I've never seen the day. I thought I'd never see the day that I see Xbox dudes want to be PlayStation dudes, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. I mean, these guys are just man, they're just like a flag in the wind, dude. It's
Yeah.
kind of sad.
Phase 114 said people want to kill off the Xbox brand, then cry on videos when it's not around anymore, like they did the Dreamcast. What you got to say about that?
Well, I'll be honest with everybody, man. If the Xbox goes, man, gaming is done. And
I know.
the only reason I say it is not because of his Xbox brand, it's because Microsoft's the only company doing anything like pushing the envelope forward when it comes to gaming, man. That's what's weird about this generation, and I have a hard time. I mean, I understand why it is, man, because it's like when we was coming up playing games, people, we were kind of looked down upon, and we were a
Yeah,
smaller community, we were a tighter community because it wasn't cool to play games, man. Not like it is before, man. You got people streaming, you got people, girls that look like supermodels that are gamers now. We
yep.
didn't have that kind of stuff when we was coming up.
You right about that. You're 110% right, brother.
And I remember a time when I was in the arcade, dude. There were no girls in the arcade. It was just people, and there was hardly anybody in the arcade. It was just people that liked to game. And almost in a way, it's sad because every E3 since 2013, man, I always watch this trend, man. It's like we're going back to that, even though the industry is big, even though the industry is like $1 billion industry,
Yeah.
right? It's actually the gaming part of that industry. It's like Comic Con's going on right now. And that's how I feel about Comic Con because I grew up reading comic books, like actual comic books. I
Yeah.
collected them. But when you look at Comic Con, it's not really about comic books. It's about a whole bunch of other stuff. It's about pop culture. So that's what I see with gaming now. Gaming seems to be like shrinking. I mean, it's already been happening in Japan. I remember Japan used to dominate this industry. Whatever Japan went, they used to set the trend. Like Gucci used to do in fashion,
Yeah.
or some of these brands used to do in fashion. But it's gotten so broad now, and it's gotten so, man. I hate to use this word, but it's gotten watered down in a sense.
Yeah, it did. Like, from coming up from our generations coming up into gaming,
Yeah,
man, like, you can see the big difference on what we getting nowadays to what we had back in the days. So we got to see the generations as they change. A lot of these new kids don't, and they just going with their first console they probably ever had, and
yeah,
not experiencing it. Like, when I say I never thought I seen the Xbox dudes be like pony dudes. I mean, in the sense, you see how Xbox dudes just like trying to crucify like Gears of War, or saying it's watered down, or it's gonna die in 2 months. But when a PlayStation game come out, you would never see no PlayStation dude bashing the God of War game, bashing Death Stranding. Even though they showed a baby and a guy with a ladder, they still saying good things about it. They
yeah.
don't bash their games. They don't say Gears of War is a hot game. I'm gonna cop me an Xbox One and I got me a Gears of War. You don't really hear no PlayStation dudes say that. You
I mean,
understand?
yeah,
You
they'll
know,
say it about our brand and stuff. It's like interesting because like that Death Stranding to me is selling all on popularity right now with Kojima, who deserves it, man. He's put a lot into the industry, but then again, the actor they got playing who plays Daryl on Walking Dead, but they don't see that, they but when they look at us, like when Terry Crews was promoting um, Crackdown 3, then people was coming at him at Twitter, but he told them to shut up. So it was kind of cool
yeah.
actually.
Terry Crews ain't
Um,
trying to hear that shit. He got paid, he got his money, and Microsoft gave him bread. You really think he gonna shit on Microsoft?
yeah, dude, I mean, they picked
Nah.
the wrong guy that time, but
Exactly. He
yeah,
and he's more than happy because he got kids. Now
yeah,
when he turn on something, his kids is playing, oh dad, look at you, you in a video game. He gonna enjoy that. Yeah,
yeah,
son, look, I'm in a video game actually. That's
yeah.
dope. Who wouldn't want that? Look at
Nah,
the
it's
guy
just
look at the guy on Quantum Break, the actors that was on there.
yeah,
He was hyped for that game because
yeah. They
he's
had a lot of
actually
good
on a
actors.
video game, yeah. So I see it like this, Orland, Xbox Orland, I see it like this, man, that when this generation, Microsoft got done dirty so bad, bro. It like it just it's crazy how a company that turned it around, listens to their consumers, plays games with their consumers, asks questions, put the things that you asked them for, and a company like Sony that gives you knack or one of these games that you ain't even asked for, makes you wait towards the end of the generation so you can get a Last of Us 2, so you can get a God of War, they're big games. Um, it's like, damn, they say that they ain't have no, the indies can't sell a console, which their console was damn near on indies. They when you look at that console, like I understand they got great games towards the end. Look, we almost over. Next generation, I think the new console's coming out next year. Bow, new generation. So
Well,
they got God of War and they got Spider Man and this Spider Man thing is OD. Like
right.
I'm gonna talk about it. That's why I said let's talk about it because I just wanted to bring that up too. Like Spider Man is a great game and it's sold a lot. Yes, it's no denying that. But let's be honest here. To go and say Spider Man is the best game since sliced bread. Whatever happened to Spider Man 2 when it was on the Xbox and PlayStation? Why wasn't that one bigged up like this Spider Man? Oh, I get it. It was because it's a PlayStation exclusive. Hmm,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the only reason.
I know Hebot's been doing it in talking about this in his videos and on Twitter, man. And I'm the same way when I see this. It's because that's all they have. That's the only reason why they'll put that up there. That it's the best thing, which it isn't. It's nowhere even close to being the best thing. Is it a bad game? No. I mean, it looks entertaining to me. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fan, then by all means buy it. But when you don't have anything to really hang your hat on, that's why these guys, in a sense, they build it up more than it is. Because, like Heba was saying earlier, man, nobody talked up the other games. There were games before these that nobody talks up. So why all of a sudden is it this game? You know what I mean?
Yes, I
Why?
get what
What
you mean.
makes this game so special? So, and I'm not saying that it isn't, but then when you get drawn to the game, then you watch it. You watch people play it. Like I watch Hebot's videos and stuff.
Hmm.
Because I'm not that person, man. I'm not gonna buy a console. I mean, I'm on Xbox. If they want my money, they can go put it on Xbox. Um, but there's nothing about that game to me that seems, not that it's bad, but it looks like a Spider-Man game. You know what it reminds me of, man? It's like every year Lego comes out with a new Lego game,
Yeah,
and they
that's
take what that game is and they make it, they cater it to that game and they put it out there and it's solid. It's good, it's fun, especially if you like Lego. But that to me, that's what Spider-Man is, right? That's what that Spider-Man game is. It's good. They did some stuff to make it unique to this specific game, but it just seems kind of like a retread of everything else, which is fine. I'm not hating on it, right? But what I'm saying is, don't come at me and tell me that this thing is better than Gears or Halo, right?
yeah.
Because there's stuff because as soon as a person tells me that, dude, their opinion doesn't matter to me because I have both games, the current ones, and I played them. And Halo took that franchise and went in a totally different direction in a lot of aspects. I'm talking narrative, gameplay, because and we know this as Xbox guys because there's Xbox fans hardcore Halo fans that we know that didn't like that. Some of them didn't like the what is that? That pound ground and pound. move.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there's a lot of people I knew that was like, man, what is this and stuff like that. Over time, most of them got used to it and they liked it, and they added to the gameplay, right?
that's what's
So
unique about it.
right, so there was some things that people, Xbox has been doing this since 2013 with the Xbox, well, even before this. But with 2013, man, Xbox has always been trying to, reinvent the wheel and push the envelope. And that's why I'm going back to what I said earlier, dude. If Xbox is done, man, then this industry is just going to get stagnant and then die.
Yeah, and I think everything will just be streaming then.
Yeah. So what does Nintendo do? The only thing that I see Nintendo do, and I'm not hating on them, dude. I have no problem with Nintendo. This is why I kind of stay in my lane with Xbox because I don't really care. But my daughter has a Switch, and the only innovative thing I've seen them do with the Switch is charge me money to unlock a hard level. It
Right.
blew my mind. My daughter came to me and says, "Oh, Dad, I want to go buy this," and I was like, "Oh, is this another game?" She goes, "Oh no, it's DLC." I said, "What DLC? For what?" And she goes, "Breath of the Wild." I was like, "Wait, Nintendo?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I was like shocked because I'd never seen them do that before. And I know why they're doing it. They have to compete, man. If you're not, a lot of people in the industry is naive. They'll give Sony a pass, they'll give Nintendo a pass, they'll harp all over Xbox,
Oh, of
the
course.
DLC and stuff like that. But the reality of it is, Sony and Nintendo has to get on board with this, or they're going to lose money.
That's
Everybody's losing money right now.
yeah.
You know,
Microsoft. The
yeah,
funny thing is this: as a company, they rank fourth in the world,
yeah.
and 87 in the gaming division. But PlayStation and Nintendo's not even on there. That should tell people something.
When they signed up with Phil Spencer, when Phil
Ooh.
Spencer made that announcement, and he made it gracefully. He wasn't a prick about it. He was nice about it. He's just like, look, and he believes that. Look, I believe Phil when Phil talks about stuff like this, like everybody playing together, everybody get along and all this kind of stuff, right? I honestly feel he believes that. That's why he's able to, stay consistent with his message. But he was, when they said that, when he mentioned that they'll be working with Sony, dude, I knew it already, dude. It's just like they have to get on board. They have to get on board, or they're gonna get left behind. And I'm not just talking about Stadia coming on board. I'm talking this has been going on for a long time. Because you have the have and the have-nots right now in the gaming industry. The haves are like the Fortnites, right, and the Overwatches, and the have-nots
Yeah.
is everybody else. It's brutal out there, man. This is why I don't put any stock in original IPs. I'm not saying I don't want that kind of stuff. I don't want AAA original IPs or story-driven games. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you guys are just feeling yourselves a little bit too much. You guys blowing it up a little bit too much because they don't matter as much anymore. And the reason why a lot of the guys, especially on the Sony side, have to preach that gospel is because they have nothing else.
I, I'm also gonna read some of these comments, and
Yeah. Yeah.
all
Sorry. Go ahead.
and if you want to jump in, you can
Sure.
chime in on them. We got Killer Shaven 82. He said, if you say Neo Geo, most gamers didn't even know about it. I agree. I was young and that thing was expensive, man. My father told me I couldn't get it. Because
Yeah, I remember the mall we used to go to, man. It's almost like they did it on purpose. They put it right in that window in a case
yeah,
that basically told you there's no way in hell you're gonna get this game. You might as well just keep on walking to the arcade.
it was expensive back then. But
Yeah.
that's a great console for whoever had it. I know they had nice little games on it. And I know whoever had it had something to enjoy. T Reaper said, but it's like every generation that tries their first game. For some, it was Mario, some it was StarCraft, some it was Halo Gears, Call of Duty. It sadly just so happened that the fresh blood are BR culture.
Yeah. No,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah, I agree. T Reaper.
Nothing disagree. Yeah.
Killer Shaven 82 says Square Enix made the right choice to put the Avengers game on the Xbox One too. Yeah, they did. They're gonna make more money, of course. You want to make the best money you can out of a game.
There's very few reasons now for people to keep things exclusives, man. Exclusive is not the same thing like back in Nintendo and Sega's day, man. It wasn't just that it was exclusive to the console to sell the console. It was exclusive because the character and the gameplay fit the console that you owned.
Yeah,
You don't have that problem anymore, man. That's why when I see people say, "Well, it's an exclusive," I'm like, "Not really. You can stick it on any console." The only one that's kind of outside of the norm of that is Nintendo because they still build games like it's still 1989. You know what I mean?
yep,
And I'm not hating. That's not a hate thing, dude. That's their culture. That's their fans. And they get rewarded for that, dude, because they have a base of fans that actually buy their stuff. You could sell 100 million consoles, and then we've talked about this before. You sell 100 million consoles, only sell what 100,000 games, or you can sell 30 million consoles and then sell like 10 million games.
yep.
Which one are you going to take?
Get that bread. You're gonna go for the money.
That's why
Mr.
some of these
Kima,
dudes they got to stop looking at looking at those numbers, or at least looking at it with some type of perspective.
yep. Mr. Kima says Spider-Man PS4 runs on Sunset Overdrive engine funded by Microsoft. If that's true, that's crazy.
And to Mr. Kima, man, that's how good Microsoft has it. That's why they don't get involved in all this console stuff. This is why Phil put that SmackDown on Crap Gamer a couple years ago. Because it's just like they're like above it. And it took me like a while to realize that, because I'd be like, man, these guys don't ever say anything, except for Mikey Barr would say some stuff, but nothing off-putting. But that's the reason why, man. They don't have to, because they pretty much they're just on that higher level, man. It's sad. It's sad that
have
Okay.
Xbox All In? Have you played the new Gears 5 teach test?
No, I didn't. I got the message from Microsoft, but I've been trying to upgrade my character and my meta character in Killing Floor 2. And then I've
Okay.
been playing Chrome Hound. Some of the Game Pass games, trying to decide, because some of them are dropping. So I'm trying to make that conscious choice of what should I buy, what shouldn't I buy. So I'm trying to
Okay.
get some more gameplay in.
Yeah.
You
I was as for me, man, I was gonna tell you the game is just so far as the test, like the guy Rob Ferguson said this is not a demo.
Right.
And now from Friday when I played it, it took a while for me to get in the room. Saturday when I woke up and I got on, it's like fast. It's fast paced. You getting in games so fast. And today is Sunday. And I got in these games even faster on Gears 5. Like it didn't have no hiccups. The game is buttery smooth. The goriness is dope in it. They got different guns, different style of weapons. Like, what more do you want? Different, like, killing things. And it's so fun because, sometimes PC dudes might be in the room, but I'm used to that from playing Gears 4.
go stop being a corporate slave again, please. Stop it. Xbox is dead. Stop it.
Yeah, Xbox is.
Yo, man, I don't know where they get the terms that Xbox is dead, man. Like, what bugs me out is, I'm gonna start calling out the bullshit. Like, I'm gonna be real here. Like, to say that and say that Microsoft is done 2 years from now, all of this, that don't even sound right. Like, did you even play the game or enjoy it? I understand. Like, damn, son. Like,
No. It's because if they're not AAA movies that you sit down and watch instead of play,
AAA.
they're not considered AAA. See what I'm saying? They gotta be movies, my son. That's why. Dude, they even got to our boy. One of our boys went down the dark path, my nigga. Okay? They got him.
wait,
He said Xbox is dead.
but this is one thing I'm gonna say to the hate on this Gears thing. When I was doing the show about this teach test,
Okay.
I
Okay.
this is supposed to be. This is not even the full game. They just gave us 2 maps, and it's supposed to have the biggest Gears campaign ever.
Right.
Like, this
Right.
is something unique. Escalation is fire. King of the Hill, I played that. It'll get you ready to pull your hair out if you got long hair or break your controller. That's how frustrated you get playing, because there's tryhards on there. So I was playing that. You got Escape.
That means
You got
it's good,
Horde,
man.
you got map builders. You got 4K 60 all modes. You got 60 frames per second service. Ultimate Game Pass day 1 play. I don't understand that. Look at what you get. Look at everything that I just said on that game. Like, what's all the hate for? The game ain't even fully out. Rob Ferguson went on Twitter and said it. We just trying out. Sorry for the little delays. It's so many people like getting in. We trying out so the game could be even smoother when it comes out. You understand? But here we go again. You got these people who just want to get clickbaits and all this, and don't understand. Enjoy the game. PlayStation is dry right now. This is something big coming out in 2 months, and they got something stupid to say. Like, I don't get it. Like, it don't make no sense. Right now, enjoy your game that you playing for a little while that ain't coming out in a couple of months to these PlayStation dudes, bro. That ain't got nothing.
The biggest problem with this issue, with what you're saying right now, is that the ones that are still, vouching, obviously, and behind Microsoft because they see what they're trying to do, they understand that they're in a building process right now, is that if we don't say nothing and we don't speak up on it, this dumb shit is going to continue next generation. It's going to is going to convert over to the next generation where everything Xbox brings out is garbage, but everything PlayStation and Switch can't come out, even though half of it is old, 30, 40-year-old franchises that are doing exactly the same thing and not really doing anything new or trying to do something new, whether it's characters with the worlds, even if it has the same type of gameplay, but something different, like a different world. It's always touted as the greatest thing ever. There's no way in the world, okay, being a fan of Nintendo or even Sony, that you can sit there and say every goddamn game that Microsoft makes is trash. That's just blatant stupidity, and it's an asinine way of thinking because every game delivers its own experience, and you can't even compare some games to another. You can't compare a first-person shooter to RTS or a third-person shooter to a racer. They all fall in their own genre and category for that reason. So when you see that people are like, "Oh, it's garbage," not even out, just a demo. Either they're trolling hard because they have nothing else better to do, or they just don't give two shits about gaming, period, as a whole, and the culture, which we've been saying this, me and Sega Forever and E-Rock, we've been saying this shit since we came on the scene a little bit more deep and seriously. Okay, a lot harder. Even you, Ghost, to a certain extent, because you don't have the background that we do as far as going all the way back to Atari, but you saw your dad experienced it and you remember vividly
Yeah, I
those
used to play
memories of
those
what he
games,
used to
certain
do.
games. I played certain
Yeah,
games, yeah. On me, touching every
exactly.
little thing.
Like back then, you had your preferred console, but you always tried everything on all the other consoles. And when you did, you always found something you liked on the other consoles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it didn't mean that you went and straight up said, "Oh, that shit got nothing but corny games."
yeah.
You
I stuck
couldn't do that because there was always something
good on
in
them.
that in a console that you found that would be good or decent or that you would like. Now, what we did call out, okay, what we did call out, and I'm sorry for starting off like always on a tangent. What we did call out is if they made a version of Double Dragon on the Master System and they made one on the on the NES, and the Master System was better by design because it had two players, because it had better graphics, because it was felt more like the arcade version, then we would say make the comparison. This was better because of this and not this. Or if Sega made their own intellectual property or IP from the arcade or straight to home, as opposed to Nintendo buying off a third party exclusive, like let's say Final Fantasy at the time or Metal Gear Solid, that's very different because then we would say Sega makes their own shit. Nintendo has to buy other developers. You get what I'm saying? And that was the difference in how we console warred, which made perfect sense because it was pointing out the BS, which we've been trying to say all this time up to now. So, that's the worst part of this whole situation with this whole generation. Like Sega Forever said so elegantly, like maybe 3 years ago to me, the state of gaming right now is very sad. And it is. If you hold yourself back and look from afar and see what's going on, you realize like, yo, this shit is crazy. You cannot possibly sit there and say every goddamn Xbox game is trash. So it's not gonna matter if they bought all these studios. They can show the hottest shit
Exactly.
ever,
Truth.
the hottest games. They're still gonna say it's fucking trash because it's not a PlayStation exclusive or Nintendo exclusive. It's an agenda. And with an agenda, the only way you kill agendas is by fighting back with comprehension and intelligence. So you can talk BS, but if you don't know the culture or you don't know the details, you can slaughter the frauds. And that's my goal in YouTube, to slaughter the frauds. You want to come my way? I'm going to slaughter you because you got to know the details and you don't. And if you don't know them, then good luck to you when you try to challenge me. That's what we have to do as Xbox dudes. Give the details. We can't sit back and bend over and take it up the ass like everybody else is doing. You can't do that because that means we don't believe in shit. We're weak. We're punks. We don't stand for what we believe in. Yeah, we play on the consoles, but we're not going to sit there and be sheep. We are men and we make our own path. And that's how you make it, by making your own statement instead of being a fucking follower and doing what everybody else is doing. That's why we have to do something about it. That's why we have to fight in what we believe in. And that's why we have to let our voice be heard. Fuck who doesn't like it. Fuck the haters. Fuck who doesn't like the trolls. You don't like it? Suck my cock. I don't care. Okay? It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. You're not going to shut my voice down, and yet you think you're going to keep your voice out there. We can go back and forth all you want. You're not going to shut my voice down. I speak with logic and intelligence. You're speaking as a sheep because you want to keep touting what everybody else touting. That's the difference. Anyway, I'm sorry about that.
Okay, yo, but Mr. Kima said,
Have to catch up.
yeah, Mr. Kima said, Sony wishes they had a Gears 5 and dedicated servers. Now, on that note, I want to agree with him and say this. Did you see the interview when the guy kept pushing on it's Gears of War coming out on PlayStation? You see how these dudes, this really Sony dudes, making believe they interviewing him. You understand?
Oh, really?
They,
I didn't even see that. Wow.
When they asking for the games, they asking for those games, bro. On interviews, they just throw it out there. Yo, is the game gonna come to PlayStation? Is this game gonna come to PlayStation? That's showing you that these games, they really want these games. But the games are not on PlayStation and it's only on Xbox. They're gonna bash it and say it's trash.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I have yet seen no PlayStation dude on any YouTube channel really. The only one that I might say might be Jabari. I always give him props. But Jabari really, he's one of the dudes that got everything. Jabari's just like from what I've seen, and I'm subscribed to the brother, so I know he play. That's all he do is play games. So he really is a gamer. That's one of the guys I'm subscribed to. There's a PlayStation dude that plays games, and I give him a shout out on that. But other than that, man, like I'm being honest, like those games are jewels. Now, when they go to PlayStation, it's a wrap. It's a wrap because these dudes, but they're gonna say, "Oh, they just want these Xbox games to go to PlayStation so they can make a video like this." I told you, Xbox is trash,
or Xbox is dead, or
Xbox
Microsoft don't care about consoles.
Went over there exactly. Halo went to PlayStation. Gears went to PlayStation. Why you want an Xbox for? Let's go to PlayStation, bruh. If I was the PlayStation community, I would say, "Fuck y'all." Go fuck yourselves. Because y'all was on Xbox dick, basically, and now all of a sudden, y'all riding PlayStation. I don't mean it like that. I'm not saying it like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying that
like
what you're saying is that they be on Xbox dick or hating on it, but the minute that their games come to PlayStation, they want to praise them. And now it's different. You know what I'm saying?
You had it on Xbox, it's not. It ain't shit.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's hypocrisy. Absolutely.
That's the bugged out thing that bugs me out. Like, how can you say?
That's how you know they're frauds. That's how you know they're frauds. Automatically. That's how you know. You see us here. Sega Forever only has an Xbox because that's what he feels comfortable. That's what he feels getting his money's worth. You don't see him bashing Nintendo. You don't see him bashing Sony. You have all the consoles, and you say it straight up. I'll play on my PlayStation, but to be honest, most of the time it's collecting dust because I'd rather play on Xbox, right? I'm happier with the games and what I got there on Xbox. Same thing with me. I'll play all the consoles, but when I play them, I'm mostly on the Xbox because when I play PlayStation games, I get bored of them. They're boring. A lot of them are just boring. Yeah, they have amazing mocap. They have great story. I appreciate that, but you get tired of playing the same style of game over and over because it's not like I could go, yo, Sega, get on that fucking Uncharted. Let's play the campaign co-op, or Ghosts. Get on that Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's play co-op. You can't do that. Can't even do that. So I'm like, fuck this shit. You get bored, okay? And that's the difference, and that's what I try to explain to people. If it had at least co-op campaign, it gives us somewhat of a life, a longevity, because I could go play the games co-op with you, and then go play it with Sega, then go play it with E-Rock, and have fun with it, because one of you probably didn't play it, I didn't play it, and if I played it, I just keep playing it over with you guys and have a good experience with you guys over again in the campaign. You see what I'm trying to say? And don't even mention multiplayer, because multiplayer is a dead fucking weight on PlayStation. None of the games have any type of multiplayer on it.
That's why they rely on third parties so much, man. That's why they rely on the Fortnites and the stuff like that, because that's
and Japanese enemy handouts. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was the handouts, and And actually,
They still get them. They still
J
get them.
Long brought that up too with the handouts, and you actually he about you and J Long actually was talking a lot about that, about the Japanese handouts, and they was calling us
Yeah.
y'all frauds for that, and our show frauds for that, and we was the first show calling that bullshit out.
Well,
Jump,
yeah,
from the
it's true,
jump.
but J Long now made a video saying that Xbox is dead. He's
Yeah,
acting like, yeah, he said why a bunch of stuff, and the Xbox don't care that Crackdown should have been like a $30 game. I'm like, wow.
I
So
mean,
it's like it
a
is
little,
what it is, dude. They
yeah,
got
Yeah,
to
I
too.
mean,
So
my little bro
so
Jay.
so
I see it
just
like this for right now. I see it like this. J Long's just speaking how he feels, and
yeah,
I say I salute him. And if that's how he feels, then that's how he feels, bro. Like he's my
yeah, but you
everybody
can't,
know,
but you
bro,
can't,
and I
you
understand
can't.
what
He,
he's probably
he
coming from.
basically said this. I don't want to defend something that is not doing stuff, and people keep on pointing out, and I can't lie to myself. I'm like, what? I was like, whatever you like, okay, it's what you like. You don't stop believing in something because of what the public is saying or the public perception. That's
Brody,
not how it works. You know
hey,
what I'm saying? If you believe in it and you're happy with it, that's all that fucking matters. Who cares what the public perception says, or what your friends around you say, or what's cool because it's all cool to be on Sony, PlayStation, or Switch? Who cares about that? That's not how you're supposed to determine your decisions in your life. And that's the problem with a lot of these younger kids in gaming now in this generation, that they are gamers by default because they play games, right? But
the
they
gamers
only
because it's
follow.
popular, dude. It's popular.
Right. Well, perfect example. You could tell him what you said to me the other day, if you don't mind, forever, with your son. What he said about Fortnite. That's the perfect example. A perfect example of what I'm saying here right now, and about the statement that J Law made that I end the video. You can't follow public perception. If you're a gamer, you believe in something, you like something. Who gives a shit if people are saying that they don't have enough AAAs? Who gives a crap that they don't have games that look like photoreal, or movies? They don't have every single game looks like. Who cares? A good game is a good game. Ori in the Blind Forest is going to be a fantastic game, and it's an old school 2D side scroller with 3D animations and drawings and graphics. Same thing with Battletoads. It'll give you a beat 'em up experience. Same thing with something like Bleeding Edge, a multiplayer experience with crazy melee combat. Okay, same thing like a flight simulator. If you're into flight simulator, it's going to give you a different experience. Same thing with something like, Blair Witch. If you're into survival horror, like a lot of people love Outlast and love things like Resident Evil, but you're going to like Blair Witch Project. Okay, or like Until Dawn. You know what I'm saying? That those are different experience for each game. You cannot sit there and say Microsoft isn't doing this or Xbox is doing this because it doesn't have the same fucking shit. Photorealistic graphics like Until Dawn, or like Days Gone and Spider-Man and God of War.
Until
That is
Dawn is
the
a Telltale
weakest.
game.
That
You
is
can make
the
games.
that
It's
is
easy
the
to make that.
weakest. That is the weakest and dumbest motherfucking goddamn example that I've heard from any gamer. The minute you say that to me, you're not a gamer. I lose respect for you. You are just a casual that plays games. Gaming is a culture. It is a hobby. It is a way of life. You would know this if you were truly invested in a gaming world. This is not just you play games. You know how many times people say, I can't believe you still play games at 45. So I'm going to stop fucking women because I'm 45? Like, you know how stupid you sound when you say that? It's something that you enjoy that brings enjoyment and entertainment to you. Okay, just like people drink, just like people smoke, just like people go out all the time to eat, just like people like going to fun parks or to the park to run or ride a bike. Those are hobbies. It makes you happy. It's part of living. It's called enjoyment for a reason. But when you sit there and tell me, oh, this is trash, and you never played any of the other games before it, and say this one's fantastic, you're a fucking fraud, you're a fucking hypocrite, and you're letting yourself be led by the sheeps, by the people that don't care about this hobby. Those are the people that if we don't do it and stick our guns by our guns, are going to kill gaming. Once gaming's no longer cool to play Fortnite or Apex or play fucking Mojang's fucking Minecraft, gaming's gonna drop and it's gonna go into a goddamn motherfucking what you call it, like it happened with Atari, is gonna crash, and gaming's not gonna be viable anymore because these guys don't care about gaming. They care about the cool console, the cool people that you're talking to town, that you're getting all the views, all the clicks. Fuck all y'all. Fuck every single one of y'all. Gaming is something that me and my brothers fought for to get respect and be where it is today. If it wasn't for us, you motherfuckers wouldn't have what we have today. And I don't give a fuck if you don't like what I'm saying. Excuse my language. I'm tired of the fake ass motherfuckers in these streets and in this gaming community. I hate frauds. And I will call you out if you come my way and try to say something to me because I don't give a shit. I know this gaming culture shit. You don't. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what makes me different. And that's why people don't like me. I don't care. You cannot be sheep. You can't let what people tell you make you feel like, oh, wait, it's not cool. No. If you're happy, I'm going to say you like something and then say it's not good enough. Do you know how stupid you sound? That make you sound like you're a weak person, like you have no mind of your own. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like, yeah, you could do it, but then expect the consequences because you look like a weak bitch is basically what you look like. Sorry, Ghost. Anyway, go.
It's funny you talked about that. This is the first time like where I see gaming kind of going down. It's usually because of in the past. It's usually because the industry did something stupid or a trend change. But this is
Exactly.
the first time, man. I gotta put it on the feet of the people responsible, man. It's the gamers.
Yeah.
The gamers are gonna kill this industry, dude. Because like when I look at my kids. Now, granted, I look at my kids and they got so much stuff that we never had. They're so blessed to have all these things, right?
Yes,
That
sir.
they do, right? And they do. They partake of it. That there's a lot of things pulling for their attention. I can kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But still, man, there's a lot of guys like and it's still of our age or a little bit younger than us that grew
Mm-hmm.
up knowing better, like what a game
Yeah.
should be. That the
Yeah.
focus of a game is more than just the sum of its parts, right? It's just like
Yes.
ultimately about the experience that you have when you play games. And then
Yep.
when I have people telling me that Xbox has nothing, when I'm literally sitting here every day fighting for time to jump into a service like Game Pass to try out every single game, um, and people turn around and tell me that kind of stuff, I'm like, Heba, dude, your opinion just totally, I just have to ice it
Diminishes.
out. I have
It
to ice it out
diminishes.
because it diminishes, but it also shows me that, this is why a lot of these guys are changing, are turning, because
Yep.
they've never been, you can tell right away, dude. I mean, it's like if you have a favorite sports team, man, and then you have a person that says he's a fan, then over time you get to know that person and you realize, look, man, this guy's not really a fan of the team.
Oh,
Or he's not
bandwagon.
even, yeah, or he's not, he's a
It's
bandwagon,
called
dude.
bandwagons. That's like
Yeah.
people don't keep it real with themselves. They say
Yes.
I'm a Cleveland fan because LeBron is there. And
Mm-hmm.
they talk, yo,
Yeah, yeah,
then LeBron went to Miami. Yo, I'm a Miami fan. You see them with that fitted hats. They got the hats on. I'm like, yo, hold on. Wasn't you a Cleveland fan? Nah, man, I'm a Miami fan. You crazy? When I look, I was a Laker fan.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
Yeah.
look
Yeah. Yeah.
down, I see, and my cousin, my younger cousin, he on here, he listening in right now. He know what I'm talking about. There's people around my way. That motherfucker got Laker hats. Yo was never Laker fans. How all of a
Right.
sudden you're Laker
Right.
fans, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
your dudes is just bandwagons, bro. You'll just
Yeah.
jump on
Yeah.
whatever's popping and whoever's winning. Like, I guarantee you, mad people was down with the Warriors. You ain't
Right.
gonna
Right.
see
Right.
the Golden State Warrior hats no more. They're gonna be fronting. They're gonna be on to the next one. Like, be your own man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go.
Well, Ghost, you're a perfect example, not to cut you off, just to add to what you're saying already, real quick. You're a perfect example, Ghost. You got like maybe half the percent of your family that you told me yourself are ponies, right?
Yeah.
They love Sony, right? And always you mess with pony dudes, Nintendo dudes. You don't care.
I don't
You
care.
just do what you do, and you tell them, yo, good, more power to you. But you stand your ground. You don't let that sway you over and be like, oh man, I'm not an Xbox fan no more. Because you're worrying about clicks or what people think of you. Because you don't want people calling you on Twitter, you Xbox, you twat, you corporate slave. We're the corporate slave and you're the X-twat, but yet you're playing on the console that everybody hates.
Hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah.
How are you the slave? How are you the X-twat? How are you the corporate slave? If you're playing on the console, I'll say it again, emphasize, that everybody is hating. right now, this situation with Xbox One and PS4 reminds me of the Sega Saturn with the PlayStation 1. Okay?
Mm-mm.
It
Okay.
reminds me exactly of
Bring
the
it
same
back.
thing that everybody was like, Saturn sucks, Saturn sucks, Saturn sucks. And then when you go back now and you put the Sega Saturn next to the PlayStation 1, one, the games hold better on Sega Saturn than the PS1. And two, everybody was like, damn, this console, I should have supported it. I missed out. It was way better than what I thought. It is the exact same thing that happened with Saturn and fucking PlayStation 1. And the worst part was it that Sony had nothing to do with the creation of the PS1. It was all paid by Nintendo with their R&D, secretly by their engineer behind Sony's back, that he got demoted to the music department once they found out, because they cut the deal with Philips 3 days before E3 because they tried to be greedy. Once they found out that they were going to do also the engineering for the console, they wanted a piece of the console profits and for every game they sold. So essentially, they were going to make more money than fucking Nintendo. How the hell are you going to make a deal with a third party company, right? And they're going to make more money than you on your product. No one's going to do that. Are you fucking stupid? So what happened? They went to Philips 3 days before E3 and embarrassed them. The guy went to Nintendo, Sony, and told him this is that, but he had the blueprints. He had all the engineering blueprints of the PlayStation, because Nintendo stayed with, cartridge after that for that generation that followed. And what they did, they went, even the name PlayStation was created by Nintendo. It was going to be called the Nintendo PlayStation. And I'm tired of repeating the story over again, but this is the point I'm trying to get my point across. Okay? They didn't pay for the research and development. They had money up the wazoo. They didn't even pay for the name. All they did was add a new 3D chip to outshine the Saturn, because the Saturn already was existing way before this one. So they put the newer chip to get a better 3D chip for video quality, right? And then they shipped it out at $100 cheaper, took the cost of the loss in the cost in the console, because they had money, while Sega was already at its last limb. They already had failures and hiccups with the CD and with the 32X, because Sega Japan didn't support Sega of America, okay? Because they were mad because Sega of America had more success than they did. And they were worrying about their own ego, okay, when they were still the same company. And what happened? They got all the credit in the world. People flocked to it because Sony was still a big name at that time. And they fucking bought into the bullshit. They were able to market the hell out of it with money, which Saturn couldn't do, or Sega, because they didn't have the money. And people flocked to the PlayStation. And Sega couldn't also put the Saturn at $100 price point because they were already losing money as it was. They were hemorrhaging without money. See? But now they want to do this with Microsoft. But the difference is Microsoft got money. You ain't gonna bully Microsoft. You're not gonna bully exactly. You're not gonna bully Microsoft out of this game. Microsoft's gonna come in stronger every time you try to test them, and that's what's gonna happen. And they're asking for it. Watch when Starlink come out. I guarantee you, they're gonna come aggressive. They're already telling you. You've seen the signs saying they want to go back to legacy console titles and to new experiences, and try to release more games at least 3 or 4 months every a new game from them, from in-house. They're already showing you the writing on the wall that they're not going to play around next generation. Okay, they're going to use the money power to show people that they bet on the wrong team, basically. Okay.
All right, Hebot.
Yeah.
Your guys should shine in on this one. This is Other Zinc. I don't know about this, but he said Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Guy got pissed because I said Ryan McCaffrey is a piece of shit. Whoa.
Okay.
I don't know none of them dudes in that podcast. Never heard it. Never.
I've seen it before, but I don't know them personally. No.
Yeah,
okay,
I can't bash them for that. But Ryan McCaffrey's the same guy that took Phil Spencer, looked at him, and said the PlayStation 4 is a beast.
Yeah, like what kind of answer? Look,
and he didn't take Yoshida when the Pro came out, sit down, do an interview, and say the Xbox X is a beast. You get what I'm saying?
Right. You know, I'm not going to say that Ryan McCaffrey as a person is a piece of shit, but the way that he carries himself and what he allows himself to do because of IGN, I can see why people like Other Zinc feel that he's a piece of shit. So I can't disagree with Other Zinc, because he's just basically bowing down to whatever the narrative is, more than likely because he wants to maintain his job. You see what I'm trying to say? Because if he really believed in Xbox, he wouldn't say all the little dumb comments he does in podcasts unlocked, like he does every week with other people. He even have pony people in there that are more Sony centric, saying comments about Xbox that you clearly can tell they don't really like Xbox as a brand. You know what I'm trying to say? Or
Yeah.
Nintendo, or they like Nintendo. You cannot have people on your panel that represent Xbox, right? For example, and this works. This goes for Sony or Play or Nintendo as well. But you can't have people on your panel that don't even really like the Xbox brand trying to represent as an Xbox podcast. Because what you're going to get is a bunch of different sly remarks through the entire podcast. And the only one there acting with a civil minded head is Ryan McCaffrey because he's trying to be the leader and the one that likes Xbox. But then you see him bend down and again take it up the ass and reside with what they're saying in order to keep the audience happy and the people that are on the panel with him happy because he is a professional at the end of the day, right? So I can't blame him.
Be true to yourself.
Right. I can't blame him because maybe that is his job, his livelihood, he needs it. But at the same time, I'm not going to stop being who I am, like you just said, Ghost, just because a company wants to worry about just getting clicks in. Okay? You can get clicks from all sides if you're just being truthful. And if IGN just start being truthful with all sides instead of just clickbaiting all the time, they would still have the same traffic, but they would be more respectable and respected by the community. And so again, Ryan McCaffrey, I can see why he thinks he's a piece of shit because he basically is demeanorizing himself because he doesn't have the strength or the cojones, like we say in Spanish, to act like a man and stand for what he believes in. Okay, he goes with the agenda. He goes with what's going on. So others think I understand why you're saying that. That's my take on that.
That's your take.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox All In. You want to talk about that or not? You good on that?
Well, I mean, it's just real quick. Then, it's just what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Is these guys when we were coming up, dude, the actual journalists we follow and reread, they actually liked video games.
Yeah.
And the publications, they were for the industry. What you have now is a lot of people like Ryan McCaffrey. The only problem I see with him is he just doesn't strike me as a gamer.
Right.
You know? And these are the people that are supposed to be putting out the news, right? And I understand the industry's changed. You know, I was one of the main. I'll put myself on blast for that kind of stuff because when I was coming up, man, I used to love this place called OneUp.com. And what I was looking at, because I like a lot of different things, man. I like video games, I like comic books, I like anime, I like all these things. And what happened was a lot of these people were, you know, it was cross pollination. If you liked if you like comic books, then 10 to 1 you'd like a Spider-Man game, right?
That's right.
So all of these things started to meld together, and then of course for the industry that's good because it brings a bigger fan base and a lot more chance for them to make more money. But somewhere along the lines, we went from that to kind of having places like IGN, which cover everything. But it's like that saying they say, you're like a master, you're a person with many talents but a master of none.
Right.
And then to me that's what I look at when I see gaming now, especially like in the media we have. I posted this video on Twitter where this person was talking about Comic-Con, and she goes, "Yeah, Comic-Con." She says Superman. She says, "But Marvel's greatest character." So I put that on my Twitter feed, right? And that I think that pretty much sums up how things are with pop culture in general, but like in gaming.
General, yeah.
You have a person like Ryan McCaffrey, dude. I wouldn't think I don't know what his skill set is or what he likes to play and stuff, not to play, but he just doesn't strike me as a person I'd just be playing games with for hours on end.
I tell you this, guys,
and that's the problem with a lot of people right now. I'm sorry, Ghost. They're like they keep they keep touting Spider-Man. Oh my God, this is fantastic. This is great. This is awesome. Okay, yeah, it's cool if it's the only Spider-Man game you ever played.
Yo,
they're like, yeah, but it's doing huh?
You ain't gonna like this one, boy.
But then he's saying, oh, but all these things that it's doing that you never seen before. I was like, that's how you know you never played a Spider-Man game in recent years. That's how I know. Yeah, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Ghost. What you're saying.
I know you're going to tear him a new ass on this one. Mr. Kimo put this out there. He said, I listened to the podcast this morning that you blaming Xbox fans for why it's not selling. Wow, that's crazy.
Who? What do?
Remember the podcast that we was just talking about? Mr. Kimo.
Podcast Unlocked?
To the podcast this morning.
Okay.
That people blaming Xbox fans for why it's not selling. That don't even make no sense. I know you're gonna tell me, new asshole. That's
Well,
crazy.
how are they not? Well, I mean, is he talking about because we're not buying the games? Is that what he means?
How is he blaming fans? Like
Like I
buy
don't
the
understand.
consoles
That's
and
kind
buy,
of
yeah,
stupid on
like
his part
exactly.
because he had to be more specific. Mr. Kima, did he say any specifics? Like, did he say why? What do you mean? Like, what? Because Xbox fans don't buy games, or because we're not asking for more Triple A's? Because if that's the case, he's dumb right from the get go. Because Xbox didn't have an opportunity to enjoy their the laurels of their success. The minute that 360 was announced in the announcement with the Connect, the price, they got nothing but negativity. Especially when Sony did what they did. Oh, this is how you trade your games in PlayStation 4. Our console is going to be $499, even though about 4 months later, Yoshida himself came out in an interview and said we were going to have the camera bundled with the PS4 and the controller, but we decided to take it out at last minute because of the backlash we saw that Xbox got. He said it himself. The
Fact.
articles, the article's public record. It was going to be $499, just like the Xbox One. And let's be real, if you're going to compare the PS4 camera to the Xbox Connect, that wasn't even a comparison.
Dude, if you're comparing 499 to 399, just stop gaming.
Right,
Just get out of there.
exactly.
Just
Exactly.
leave. Just go
Exactly.
find something
Great
else to
point.
do, man. Go
I,
collect
Great
cards or
point.
something.
I
Go collect
Great
stamps or
point.
go collect quarters. Because if you hung up on $100, dude, and you're a gamer, and you're a
Yeah.
hardcore gamer, dude, you in the wrong hobby. You just need
Yeah.
to step.
Especially, this is another point to what Sega Forever just said, Ghost and Mr. Kima. If you're a hardcore gamer, right, then it didn't matter that the Xbox was $100 more.
Nope.
What mattered was that Xbox had 13 titles and games at launch, when PlayStation 4 only had two: Resogun and motherfucking Killzone and Knack 3. Sorry, an indie game, a game that was sold like a top quality game, like a $60 game that should have been really a $20 game, which was Knack, and then Killzone, which we all know was okay, but it wasn't great. It's not no Halo killer, right? And yet Xbox had 13 titles ready at launch. Some were but, some weren't. A lot of them people didn't even try. Perfect example: Local Cycle, Crimson Dragon, Max, Killer Instincts. A lot of people didn't even play those and tried them, and they were fantastic games. They were quality, independent games that felt like AAA games by an independent developer, priced accordingly and correctly. Because Crimson Dragon was 25, Local Cycle was 25, Max was 20. You understand? And Killer Instincts was only 20, and it was something that you bought into. Okay, and the quality was there right from the jump. If you're a gamer like Sega Forever said, you were not going to worry about that it was $100 more. What you saw, because that's what drove me in, was that it had games. Fuck if the place that didn't have games, it was cheaper. It had no games. So what I was going to do, buy it so I could play Killzone, then not finish Knack because it was corny, and then Resogun I don't give two shits about. A fucking isometric 2D side scroller that goes around in circles. Like, I don't care about that. I didn't buy a $400 machine to play 3 games.
I got Heba. I got three actually comments.
Mhm.
For one, Ice Queen said hi, Heba.
Hey, Ice Queen,
Yeah,
how are you? She's a beautiful person, beautiful woman.
She also said, "I am."
And she's a PlayStation girl.
Yes, yes.
But her PlayStation story is so nice and so sentimental because it was that she got into gaming with her husband. And for those of you who don't know, you better give her respect because her husband passed away.
Yeah.
And ever since he passed away, she kept on the way she kept him living with her was through her husband. And she deserves all types of respect because that is a legitimate reason why you do what you do. And I can never hate on her for that. Ever. Okay? And I have nothing but respect for her. She don't go on nobody's comment, and she watches all the podcasts and supports people, and she don't go on nobody's comment cursing nobody out, calling people names, saying that they're bitches or they're twats and they're corporate slaves. She is respectful. So all you out there, y'all should be That should see Ice Queen and look at her and set an example, but based on her behavior, how she does things.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
She also put, "I am just getting the PS5 because I can't get both." That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's fine, baby. That's fine, and I understand why. I get it. It's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's
Also,
a
something
lot of
deep.
us, a lot of us here come. Just real quick, Ice Queen. A lot of us come from that too.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
absolutely.
I was the biggest Sony. Like everything I owned when I was coming up was Sony. That's how
Yes,
big their
yeah.
brand
A
is.
lot
That's
of
why
people
their
did
brand
that.
is so. That's why their brand is so popular right now because people
Yeah.
still. I'm a product of that '80s and '90s generation, so I had the Walkman, I had the shelf
Oh
system,
my God.
I had PlayStation. For me when I complain about Sony, man, I kind of feel like our boy, what's his name? Used to go on. I can't think of it, man. The PlayStation dude. I can't think of his name right now. Zobi.
Oh,
Zobi
Zobi.
70. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Zobi's. He's
So
a
Zobi
troll.
70 is from the kind of that old school when, like PlayStation. That's why I get upset with PlayStation guys in a way because it's just like if Microsoft has backward compatibility and
Hmm.
Sony ever got backward compatibility and worked backward compatibility like Microsoft has worked it
Hmm.
with their games, that the type of
Hmm.
games that you can have as a PlayStation fan is I mean, there are RPGs that they used to have,
They
a lot of
have
the
a
puzzle
nice
games.
amount of catalog. I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
that's the thing I guess I get a little bit upset about because I don't see that. It's just like sometimes I've told this to Heba, it's like sometimes I feel more of a PlayStation fan than a lot of the PlayStation fans now. Because they really
Right.
can't tell me about stuff with the PlayStation. But if that's what you like, yeah, enjoy yourself. Enjoy it,
Absolutely.
man. If you like Nintendo, enjoy your Nintendo. The
exactly.
problem we have is like we enjoy an Xbox and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying we enjoy Xbox and we get these people telling us how
Well,
our things are
Zobi,
stuff like that.
Shout outs to him, even though he don't rock with us. But Zobi has always
Oh,
been very
Zobi's
clear.
in his own world, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
he's
I
always
gotta love
been
him for that dude.
he
He's in his
yeah
own world.
he's always been very clear that he just loves JRPGs, particular
Yeah,
is turn based. I don't
yeah.
like them because I'd rather have more of the feel of the action. But he's never changed his message ever, ever
And he
since he
said,
came
and in
on the
fact,
scene.
he'll talk to Xbox guys, but he'll talk more to his own side
Right,
because he
right,
wants them to kind of come on board, and that's why he feels left out in a lot of terms when you listen to him speak, right? It's because
right,
a lot of these dudes aren't, they're just not gamers on the level that he's used to.
right. But because he was there from day one. He was a
Right.
PlayStation fan because he knew it was the only place he can get the JRPGs from Sony. Because like still till today, you have the Japanese developers that solely support the Japanese consoles, and that is something that's factual. It's not us trying to be dumb or trying to throw racism or bigotry. You see it. The writing's on the wall. Because look, perfect example, real quick. My son just showed me this morning or a couple hours ago the Ninja Warrior game, right? That Ninja Warrior game that used to be in the arcade. That was it was three screens. It was really big. You had a red ninja and you had a blue ninja, and I think it was a green ninja. And it was isometric, but it was really 2D side scroller. And it was in the arcades that came out through the archives a while back on PS3, right? Then they released it on the Switch, right? They're doing a brand new one, which I think is called Ninja Warriors Once Again. I think that's the title. Coming in June something this month. PC, Switch, PS4. Xbox name was nowhere to be found. And you know who's publishing it? You know who the property belongs to? Title,
Yeah,
a
Taito. Yeah.
Japanese developer.
Yeah.
Title that supported the 360 with a bunch of games last generation. Why? Because the 360 was their only option where they could make money last generation. The PS3 wasn't as viable. People didn't buy games like that. So you see right there blatantly that as long as they can make the money, they'll put it. But they don't care if they're going to make more money in the other side to put it on this side just to make a little bit because they don't care about the American product. And that's where you see the bias and the blatant disrespect to the culture and to the gaming community because there's a lot of guys on Xbox, me included, with Sega Forever, and I'm pretty sure you would enjoy it too, Ghost, and my boy, New Legal, and even 100, for example, that we're old school heads. We grew up with that game. We're gonna want to play the new one because it looks good, just like we're playing Blazing Chromes right now. But we can't enjoy it now because they decided, oh, let's keep it exclusive only on these two platforms. Okay, and that is the bullshit that
Which is
people.
to me, this is to their own detriment, you know. Now I understand, like, for at least on the Japanese side, right? I know that their market, and this is
Mhm.
why it upsets me about a lot of people. They're not talking about this. Is you know, like they'll throw out the racism and all that kind of stuff. It has nothing to do with
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
man. Their
It has nothing to do
industry,
with it.
their
Hmm.
industry is not growing.
Right,
And I'm
right,
not talking about like we'll talk about this there, Rohan Star. Sorry, I'm
right,
getting
right,
distracted. Rohan Star said something, but this that'll tie into that. Their industry, it's becoming more inclusive, and it's not
right,
becoming exclusive. And I'm
right,
not
right,
saying that as hate because I'm not getting the games for my for the Xbox
right,
that
right, right, right.
PlayStation
I know
getting.
what you're saying.
If I
I know
want to
what you're
play
saying.
the game, I'll go buy it. I'll go buy the system. That doesn't bother me. The problem I'm having is you can't have decent conversation with people to look at the Japanese market. If you guys love it so much, like people tell me they love Japanese games so much, that's why they stick with this certain console or whatever. Then you should be
Yeah,
worried because they're not expanding to the point of they're already irrelevant again. And me, Ghost, and Hiba can talk about relevancy because we were there when they set the trend. Every time Japan came out with something, everybody followed.
right, right, right,
Then
right.
Xbox and Halo and then Call of Duty and all these other games came out, and it totally flipped the script. And Japan had a hard time dealing with
Hell
it.
yeah.
There were some developers
Justin,
that tried to
Justin.
step outside their
I mean,
box.
let's be honest. They haven't had success until this generation.
And the
This
sad
is
thing,
remember Capcom was going to go bankrupt,
right? But
and
they had they
Capcom's having success now. I'm sorry. Go
They,
ahead.
no, no, that's fine. So they had people that tried it, and then it was just this time, you know, it was some type of hybrid Japanese type of Western type games that came out. Like a couple of them were great, some of them weren't. They were trying to feel themselves, but because of their industry is not able to withstand that, a lot of them just kind of draw back. And so this is
Right.
why we have the industry we have now in Japan. So for if you want to have an honest conversation about Japanese gaming, man, I mean, you know, Tokyo Game Show, all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's either dead or dying. I mean, they're making money over there, but they're not. It's just like if you like anime, man, and you look at anime is going out everywhere. If you look at their other pop culture stuff, Japan's starting to export that stuff again, right? But gaming is
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those few things that are not. And a lot of you guys will probably throw Nintendo in my face. That's
Well,
probably a
why do you
bad
think?
example to use
Right, right,
right at this
right.
moment. I mean, outside of from some of the things that they do, you want that you need that constant cash flow. This is why Microsoft is doing what they're doing, and this goes to you, Rohan Star 58. I'm not saying that you mean this in a bad way, so I'll answer you. Xbox One is down by 48%.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're an Xbox guy, you know that shouldn't matter because Phil's already spoken on this. He's spoken at this ad nauseum over the last year and a half. Because
Yep.
Microsoft is flipping the script when it comes to this kind of stuff. Phil specifically said the money is not in the console sales.
Right, right.
The money is not
He's.
in the console sales. The money is in the engagement, and this is why they're changing everything around. For me, when
Mhm.
you guys are saying, when I see these articles where they're saying that this console generation, current console generation is dying or is dead or dying and stuff like that, it just tells me you don't keep up with the stuff, that you don't know the history of what stuff of this. You're thinking in the old way.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
in the old way
And
how these
we
consoles matter.
know about thinking the old way. Yes, we loved when we had exclusives, and yes, we love when you have single player games. But the truth of the matter is, only a selected few of those titles actually do well. Look, PS4 has had like three, maybe four titles that did well for them in a 7 year generation. Think about that. In a 7 year generation, you think four games doing well in a year generation is going to keep a company up afloat? It's not going to happen. That's impossible.
Well,
It's
the reason why, like, somebody like PlayStation thinks in those terms, right, is because they're
mm-hmm,
still thinking about the hardware. This is why Microsoft is not thinking about the hardware. Yeah, the hardware is there. It's that vehicle they use to drive the product,
mm-hmm,
but everything is about the product now. So that's why Microsoft is changing. They've been doing this for the last, I'll say, 4 years, man. When Phil stepped on board, they've been changing the narrative in gaming, and this is why you don't get as. This is why they're always trying to move those goalposts. If people that hate Xbox always try to move the goalposts. If
Okay.
it's about the, if it's not, if they can't get them on the power, then they'll get them on the games. Well, you can't get them on the games anymore. They're always doing that because that's old thing. Microsoft is going to do this again when I can't wait to Scarlett announce, because they're going to do it again because they have a family of devices.
yeah,
There
Oh,
is no generation. They just
okay.
killed
yeah,
the
yeah,
generation.
They did.
yeah,
Yeah, they killed the generation.
Yeah, there is
Oh,
no generation. People got to stop writing that. There is no more generation, man.
yeah. Well,
Generations
they're
do
trying to
not
make it where you
exist.
can take the generation as a brand. You can take it with you wherever you go, without having to worry about losing on your investment that you did prior. And that's where people flip it and try to say, yeah, they're going to go on to put their games on PlayStation, put their games on Switch. No, that's not what they're saying at all. They're saying that as long as you play on Windows and on Xbox, you can take it with you on a phone, you can take it with you on the tablet, on the laptop, or or on the phone rather, right? Because that's what they want. They want you to be able to engage with gaming wherever you are, however you want, and whichever way you want. Okay, that's a big difference. Oh, but look at Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead didn't belong to them. They helped them make the game, have success after they remortgaged their house, and then after they did the success they had on PC and Xbox, what did they do? Oh, they told them, oh yeah, if you want to bring it there, making games said to themselves, we had no intention to put it on Switch. It was them, Phil, that told us, or Xbox rather, if you want to put it there, you can, so
And
that
what
the
was the
game can
next
grow.
announcement? And what was the next announcement Phil said with Nintendo? Right,
Oh yeah, the Azura
the
thing.
Azura.
Yeah, exactly. It was the
Like,
Azura thing.
yeah, some of
But
you dudes, you guys need to read between the lines on this stuff, man. You just can't take
exactly.
stuff at face value. You got to actually read and look at the way things are. You got to read the tea leaves, man.
And then
Okay.
it was same thing. It was the same thing with Super Lucky Tales. It was in theirs. They helped them bring it after they did the VR one. They helped the developer do a new one. It went on PC. It went on, and now they say, "Oh yeah, put it on Nintendo," because it did money on Xbox, right? It did what it had to do. And what happened? The same exact thing. Now what you see is you don't even see numbers because you don't see them saying, "Oh, it's sold on the Nintendo." Or, or Cuphead's selling on Nintendo like really well. I'm not saying it's not, but you haven't heard it because the people are going to buy it. It's just not going to be a selective few. Because if most people don't buy Xbox to play those type of games, they're not going to buy it. They're rather going to just buy it on a Nintendo. So obviously, whoever bought it already. You know what I mean? And Nintendo fans usually always buy Nintendo games, their products. That's it. Because
Yeah,
if that was the
all right,
case,
so,
Bayonetta 2 would have did well. Devil's Third would have did well. And other games that they have as third party, like look at the new Marvel Ultimate Alliance. The only reason why I think it might do some numbers is because it's a Marvel game and it's exclusive. Okay? That's the only reason because Marvel's the hip thing right now with everybody. The norms, the casuals, and the hardcore, like Sega Forever said. Okay? But those other examples I showed, nobody cared. And you can't say they were bad games because they weren't.
oh,
Understand?
all right, Bach. Boom.
Yeah.
Got something for you. And for y'all out there listening in on the podcast right now, down in the
Mm-hmm.
comment section, I want you to let us know on what you think about this.
Yeah.
Bot, I want the comment section to let me know on what they think about this Gears of War teach test. On if they got to play it, I want to know that y'all let me know and I'll read out your comments. And also, Bot, this is for you. Have you played Gears of War teach test yet?
Who, me?
Yes.
Not me personally, but I have my boys that have been playing it all day since Friday.
Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah, I don't play multiplayer like that. I've never been into the competitive scene. I'll play horde mode, but these guys here in the panel can vouch for me. I've never changed my tone. I've never changed what I've said.
Yeah.
I've always said I'm not heavy on multiplayer, but when they invite me, I'll play because I know I can have fun. And if I suck, they're not gonna make fun of me. They're not gonna troll me like most other people will. They're not gonna be like, "Oh, you suck." No, they're gonna try to help me. They're gonna, on the contrary, somebody like Ghost, they're gonna try to help me. They're gonna try to help me to become better in the game. You know what I'm
I
saying?
hope you, my boo. We'll die together. Fuck it.
So
Yo, bro,
yeah, but I don't know. I haven't
I want
played
you to
it.
answer this though, and let me know your honest opinion because
Yeah, go
I
ahead. Go
asked
ahead.
this. It kind of bothered me on Twitter, so maybe
No
I want
problem.
your input and maybe Xbox All In and definitely the comment section. Y'all let me know about this. What you think about this?
Sure.
All right, it's the crack gamer he had put out there. Online will be dead within 2 months, especially if they don't disable crossplay with PC. I'm not putting up with that shit. My only options are getting my ass kicked in ranked or getting my ass kicked by PC players in the other modes. What do you think about
Okay.
that?
Well, look.
That's weird. Like I don't know, man.
Look, I'm pretty sure Microsoft is fully aware that you cannot put PC gamers on the same playing field with regular console gamers in every situation. Wait a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my brother.
Oh, I thought it cut off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
So,
you got
so
tech on.
I understand. I understand Crap's sentiment and feeling, but for it to be dead altogether, absolutely not, dude. People still play Gears of War 4 now,
I
and
know.
they don't really have crossplay because the console market, just like the PC market, are two different identities. Yeah, you could play games and do the same thing, but they're two different types of species of people and with a different type of mentality and thought process when they game. Okay, console gamers are not going to stop playing on online in Gears of War because PC gamers can come in there, or you can only disable it with certain modes. If anything, they'll just play the other two modes and avoid that mode if they don't want to. And then when Microsoft sees the numbers, what's going to happen? They're going to change it and they're going to put it back where, boom, it's where you can do it and disable it with all modes.
Yeah.
They have to see the numbers first because Microsoft is diving in, trying to give the option to people to play together and not have to buy separate consoles or personal computers. That's what Microsoft is trying to do. They're trying to unify the ecosystem of gaming online, period. Not because you're on a PlayStation, not because you're on a Nintendo Switch, not because you're on a PC, and not because you're on an Xbox console or an Xbox One. They're trying to unify, okay, listen carefully. If y'all don't know what that word means, unify the ecosystem of online gaming around the world. They want to hit, that's why they say we want to reach the 2 billion people. That's why they say that. That's why they make that statement, because in some places like China, they play more games in China on PC than they do on console. Okay? Because it's more cost efficient for them. That's why when the Xbox One came out in China, the vanilla, mind you, it was like $800 almost, or $700, because it's too expensive because of customs and all the import taxes you have to pay. Okay? Now, will it hurt? Maybe at the beginning. Maybe people will be vocal and upset. But will it kill it off altogether? I doubt it. No way. If that's the case, they wouldn't be playing fucking the Master Chief Collection if that's the case. And you can't play with nobody in PC. Or you can't, you know what I mean? Like, no way. There's no way. I doubt it. No. Dead? No way. That it would, there'd probably be a drought? Maybe. That's the most I'll give his statement. That's about it.
Well, I say that as I don't even think it would be a drought. I don't even think that would be a problem.
Right.
Like, because right now there's people playing Gears of War 4. And I see it as maybe he probably did that.
Console gamers are stubborn. We don't give two fucks. We'll play niggas on PC. We don't give a fuck we got a disadvantage. We give two shits about that. We're gamers. That's how it is.
Exactly. I don't care. I just want to have fun and play. Yeah, sometimes it might get annoying. But if they do put something out there that you can remove that and just play with console gaming, then that's dope. But even if they remove that and you still got problems with this online gameplay stuff, on playing people, then that's a you problem. That's how I see it, man.
Yeah,
like, don't try to say it's like for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a bigger issue, like a worldwide massive issue with Xbox Live and Gears' multiplayer component.
They're coming out with the mouse and keyboard for Xbox too, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing that, to give people the freedom to play however they want, which is a good option, people. Keyword, option.
You're right. It's an option, man, and that's what Microsoft is giving their gamers. Options.
Mm-hmm. Options.
You got great options. You got different type of games. You have different kind of gamers on Xbox. It's mainly multiplayer games, good story mode games, but there's a lot of different type AA games. You got indie games. You got all type of games for different kind of gamers.
Right.
We lacking on some realistic type games. Yes, we all know that. This podcast, all my friends, we all know this. It's not that
absolutely.
You don't want Microsoft to get no realistic games. No, we never said that. All we're saying is it's not a shit box. It's not a trash box. It got good games. Maybe they didn't sell at the time because nobody bought them.
Well, also, Ghost, real quick before you continue, Ghost, because that's an important piece of that's an important part of the puzzle of what you just said. They probably didn't sell as well because obviously, also you got to remember, okay, and I'm talking mainly like something like Sunset, right? Something like maybe Recore. First of all, Recore is very old school. It's for old school heads. It doesn't hold your hand. So a lot of people deterred away from it because it was too complex for them. They couldn't stand the difficulty level. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, when Sunset came out, it was the second year, or actually that first holiday. It'd been basically, it'd been since November to November. It's been 1 year that the Xbox was out, and the install base we all know was low because everybody on Xbox side was still on 360. The 360 consumed people's brains and minds. There's dudes on that shit still now that don't want to leave it. So they didn't migrate over.
Yeah, Phil
The
said that
PS
too. There's still people
now
on
the
360.
now the PS3 wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. They had a lot of. It was a rough generation for them. They had a lot of slack, a lot of problems. People were tired of the PS3 era. They wanted to dive into the new era because they needed something fresh and new. Okay, that is the difference between 360 and PS3. So they jumped on the PS4 immediately. So remember, smaller install base means smaller sales. But Quantum Break, for example, and something like Cuphead, by Microsoft themselves and even Sea of Thieves, they said did extremely well. It was very well, and it did well for them. You know what I'm saying? As far as new IPs and as far as their expectations in sales, number to number. Okay, we're talking about profit-wise. We're not just talking about how many copies it sold, because that's a totally different thing, and that's why I did that video between Spider-Man numbers and Batman numbers. You know, it was money-wise. It wasn't about copies sold, and that's what people get confused. So the reality of it is, what you're saying goes about that. So it was because of low install base as well. It wasn't just because people didn't support it. Because as soon as it went on Game Pass, you guys know what happened. What happened as soon as I went on Game Pass? You saw
Sorry,
everybody.
I was yelling it, but I was muted. Yeah, it blew up, man.
What you saw? Everybody was like, "Yo, Sunset Overdrive is this shit." I don't know why I didn't play this. I missed this. Same thing with Rise. Same thing with Killer Instincts.
Like the activity
Cycle was the only one they didn't give, and they didn't give a Crimson Dragon on pins. Those are not on Game Pass. But because they put those two on there, you saw the immediate change. Recore was the only one that was there that people didn't really talk about. But like I said, Recore, a lot of people didn't play it.
People. I mean, I just remember looking at my activity feed, dude, and it was blowing up on those games. It was so funny.
Which proves that they didn't try it because either they weren't on Xbox or because they didn't buy it thinking it was corny because they listened to the media or they listened to the haters or they listened to the trolls. Okay? It was the same thing with Quantum Break. So many people was like, oh my God, I can't believe this game is so good and I missed out. That was really stupid in my part. I'm glad I finally played it. I should have supported this game from day one. That is the answer of a person and a perfect example that tells you what we've been saying. Either they didn't buy it or they listened to the media or to the trolls and didn't go and did it themselves. And that's why Microsoft had to change their whole mindset and how they're going to approach gaming going further. Because they're not just going to make a game so it doesn't succeed. That's why they said, let's put it on Game Pass. Because they saw once they put the other games, it got engagement and people discovered the games. And that's what they want. That if you think a game's going to be bad or not really good, you go play it on Game Pass for an affordable price. And if you see that it's really good, more than likely, you're going to buy the game. Because you're going to want ownership because you like the game instead of keep on having to renew your Game Pass. It's all the answers are right there, but I don't understand why numbnuts don't get it. Go ahead, keep saying what you say. I'm sorry.
Yep, and I'm shout outs to Big Kahuna and shout outs to everybody on the comment section, top chat.
Hey, Big K, what's going on?
Shout outs to everybody.
Yes, sir. Big shout outs to them.
Shout out to my wife. She just called me a punk.
Shout outs to Mrs. Ghost Rider.
She's laughing. She violating. But yo, speaking of the devil, he back. Last time I definitely, because me and Legal was on the show together, and now I'm glad that you and Forever is on the show with me right now. Can you
Right.
clarify this? Because we had a pony named Prime Z 730 on there last time, and
Okay.
I tried to tell him, let me know, and if there's any PlayStation dudes still on this comment section, let me
Mm-hmm.
know what are the new IPs that PlayStation had given y'all this
Mm-hmm.
generation, meaning new IPs out of their own studios. And he, if
Mm-hmm.
you want, you could take the floor on this one. What are the new IPs that who gave the newer IPs? Was it Microsoft or Sony?
Well, see, new IPs. The thing is that it depends on the owner. Like, look, Bloodborne was done by From Software. Sony bought it because they wanted from a Dark Souls game for their console. It wasn't from their developing house, right? Killzone was a new IP they did. Knack obviously was a new IP they did. Infamous was not a new IP, obviously.
Okay,
It
so
was
it's
well, no,
we're
no,
gonna name
because
them. It was
Killzone
Matt.
is not on. Killzone's not new IP because Killzone is an existing IP.
All
So
right,
it
hold on,
was
hold on,
Knack.
Eva. We're gonna start it over. Which ones?
It,
I'm gonna count them so the
well,
PlayStation dudes can get it. Go ahead.
it was Knack,
Knack
right?
is one.
The Order 1886 was bought too. That was Ready at Dawn, I think it was, and they let them go. And Ready at Dawn is now independent, or they owned by somebody. So that was theirs IP because they bought into it, right? So then there was Until Dawn. That was Quantic Dreams. They didn't own Quantic Dreams either. That's why they left. But they bought that IP. They also bought the IP. Ratchet was theirs, but it was older. That been on to Naughty Dog from before. I mean Insomniac, and that was the third remaster of that same game. Street Fighter was a deal as well. That was an old. That was not new. Uncharted was not new. Spider Man was not new. God of War was not new. Um, the Last Guardian. That was a new one. So they gave him Knack, The Last Guardian.
Last Guardian.
Shadow of Colossus was a remaster also.
Yeah,
That's not new.
That's not
That
new.
wasn't that's not new. um Jesus Christ, I'm trying to think what else. Uh Persona, Yakuza, Berserk.
But those are in
Uh,
Japanese.
those are games that were from Sega and other companies
Hmm.
that gave it to them. So
So that don't
that's why
count.
they're exclusive.
I mean,
So those are like
sure.
handouts. Those are not really from them. So and then obviously Death Stranding was because Kojima went to them. Okay, but I don't know if they're publishing it. I guess they are. I'm assuming they're publishing it. Yeah, they are publishing it. But it was Kojima went to them. He said it, that he went to them for his first game, and that he would think about doing games for other platforms. So that's why they got that. So
So
in reality, would be, to be honest, it would be GT Sports still on running. So that's not new. Little Big Planet 3, that's not new. Drive Club, and that, what happened to that? They closed them down. They closed that house down. So Drive Club, Knack, um, Ghost of Tsushima, that's Sony Bend, that's new, but that's not even out yet. And then it would be obviously Last of Us 2, but you can't really call it new because it came out last gen, but it's still a newer IP. So I'll
yeah.
give them Last of Us 2 just because it's a newer IP, just like with us, State of Decay is a newer IP. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So Knack, Drive Club, Last Guardian, and Ghost of Tsushima. Those would be the new games
Four.
from
Four
their
altogether.
house.
Okay.
From their
Their
house.
house.
Inside.
And Microsoft's inside is
Well, the difference with Microsoft is that they paid for the development and the publishing of their games. For example, Sunset Overdrive, this wasn't their IP because they didn't buy it off of what you call
Insomniac.
it. Yeah, they didn't buy it off of them. They told them you could keep the rights to the IP. We'll just have the publishing rights, but they paid Insomniac money not only to publish it but to develop it, just like they did with Respawn with Titanfall. But new from Microsoft, it would be obviously it's Local Cycle because they owned
Okay.
them at the time. They owned Twisted Pixel at the time. They got Crimson Dragon, which is owned by them because the guy that did that for the game for him, that used to be the Panzer Dragon dude. He worked for them under the developer that made it, so they owned them at that time. Uh, Max, they owned them, even though they let them go. That was Press Play. They changed their name, and that's how Max went to Switch and PS4. That was new. Um, uh, this shit. What you call it? Forza Horizon 2, obviously, because it was still new. It just came out in 360, so that was a newer IP as well. Killer Instincts, even though it's an existing IP, it been dormant for almost 30 years or 25 years, so it was completely rebooted. So you could consider that something new as well, because it was away for a very, very long time. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, because it was still brand new as well, and now they own Under Lab. But at the time it released, they didn't own Under Labs, but they still helped them develop it and publish it. So I'm not even going to put State of Decay 2 because they didn't own them. Just because they didn't own them, I'm not going to put it. They had the deal with Quantum Break was the same thing. They own Quantum Break. They helped Remedy, built the engine. They gave them the money to build that light source engine, and they published the game. So they own that for all flat out. But because they helped pay for it, I consider it something from them. Basically, Remedy's not theirs because they didn't choose to be bought by Microsoft, but they paid for everything. It wasn't like with Street Fighter that they paid only for the publishing and some of the development, or something like, let's say, like the way they did with the order that they did, that they published it, but they didn't pay really for the development. It was the development team that paid for it or some shit. Same thing with Neo. It's the same thing, like Tecmo Key or whatever, that they paid for the development, but Sony only published it in America. They didn't even publish it in Japan. Something like that. That like they didn't put all the money for it. Unlike Microsoft, they really paid for everything. They saved Titanfall. They saved the Tomb Raider, the second one. So what else that we get? They don't own Cuphead, even though they pay for that. So what else? What came out this year that's coming out? Now they're doing Bleeding Edge. That's from them. Also, the what you call about Halo Wars 2? That was fairly new. That was from them. I'm trying to think what was the other one. Recore also, they paid for that, all that stuff. They own the IP as well. So that's basically from them, because if they didn't do that, it wouldn't exist. They would have never made it. I'm trying to think what else.
Right. That's a lot.
Well,
so far.
It's just, I can't remember all of them. But the bottom line is they put out more new IPs that they funded completely from their pocket, with ownership, and even without ownership. Like Dead Rising 3, they don't own it, but they flat out paid for everything, the publishing and the development, unlike Dead Rising 4. And that's why Dead Rising 3 stayed full on exclusive, because they paid for everything. You understand? Even though it's Capcom's IP. Kind of like with Street Fighter. That's what they did with Street Fighter. Yeah. So I would say about 8 titles that was in-house that they brought. About 8, because you know what I'm saying, and I didn't even include Under Lab, even though they own them now. So technically, I can say, yeah, they owned them, so it was theirs. I could technically, because they did pay for the whole development and the marketing, publishing, which is publishing. So yeah, I would say, to be fair, I would say about 8 versus maybe 9 versus 4. So they still brought out more new IPs. However you want to look at it.
Yeah, you're right. So it's kind of like Microsoft did give us more in-house games than PlayStation. But you know how it is. Microsoft don't have no new IPs, no new nothing. But it is what it is. I just wanted to clarify that so any PlayStation dude could list their lineup, because I just wanted to get that out there.
Well, they got more exclusive because they got a lot of handouts that weren't theirs and they didn't pay for. That they do because it's given to them, just like Nintendo right now. They got a lot of games they didn't pay for that are given to them in the console because they're the market leader or whatever, and people count those because they're only on that console. But it wasn't Sony who paid the money for the development for the publishing and brought it out. They didn't do that.
You're right. You're right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I don't, paid exclusive where the company takes all the cost and weight. I feel it's just as the same as they owned the developer and brought it out because they paid for everything. Period. That's different. If they did that, okay, they did that. Which I think that might be the case also with the stupid deal with Bloodborne, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was like that too. So that might have been from them as well because they paid for the whole thing. So I'll give them that too. So I'll say 5 versus 9. 5 versus 9. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how what I would say. But yeah, I don't know that the people understand what I'm trying to say, but
yeah. Well, he
Yeah,
about.
but all those Xbox games are trash.
Yeah.
You already know it's trash. Gears of War 5 test is trash. You see
Right.
how it looks, it's trash. It ain't
Right.
hardcore enough. It ain't nothing different in it. They kill me with that bullshit. But I'm gonna close the show with this, guys. I want to say this.
hmm
Gears of War tech test is fire, bro. And this
Okay.
game is gonna be maybe in the high. What you think? I think maybe in the 8s, maybe a 9. I think.
Are you talking about on the review,
on the
medical?
review? I think so. I think it might
Oh,
be a
please
high
go
8.
stop it. Go
High
stop it.
8.
Stop it. Stop it.
I
That shit
gotta
gonna
go
get
for it, bro.
that shit gonna get a
a
7.2 or 6.9, dude. Stop.
Yo, I'm
Stop.
going for it, bro.
Stop.
I gotta go.
Stop.
I gotta reach for the sky.
Dude, the only game they ever gave a high score was Forza because there's nothing to compete with it. GT Sport can't match it. So what are they going to do? Say it's better when they know it's not? And neither is Project Cars. So they can't do that. That's why they had no choice in giving it a good score. Look at Ori. Ori was a 9.3, and they put that bad baby down to an 8.9.
Hey.
Because, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go with an 8.6, man.
Good luck on that one, brother. You know what? Man. Then I'm going to make another prediction to counteract your prediction.
All right.
Game of the year and the Jeff Keighley I Love Kojima Award is going to be Death Stranding. Okay?
Sure.
Mark my words.
I wouldn't
Mark my words.
I wouldn't even doubt that.
Dude, mark my words. Trust me.
You know what's crazy? Like, I don't know how dudes can bash Gears, but they bigging up a game where a guy got a C-section and he's running around with a baby.
Exactly. Oh, because it's artistically different. Yeah, not about implying that men are having babies. Fuck all that. That's just fucking weirdo shit.
I ain't taking no bing in the buttocks. That's not me.
You know what I mean?
Like that to get pregnant, have a baby.
Now, don't get me wrong. Am I going to try the game? Of course I am, because I try games. That's what I do. But if I see that it's fucking fucking gay shit, I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna be like, this game is trash because of this. The same way, if it's a good game, I'll say it. Hey, yeah, it's a good game. It's actually pretty good, and I misunderstood what it was, but now I know, and it makes sense. I do that with everything. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with that. But
where is Death Stranding's demo, bro?
Oh, I don't know. They're not gonna get one. You crazy? That game's probably like 5 hours long. You know how fast Kojima did that shit? He rushed. He fucking rushed. Dude, Kojima takes like 10 years doing games. The only thing that was different with this game was because the Decima engine was already built. And usually he builds his games from scratch with the engine. That's why Quantum Break took so long. But he said in January of this year, oh, Death Stranding is not coming out no time soon.
Yeah, I heard that.
No time soon. And I can show you the fucking article. And what happened? Oh, guess what? The minute Sony said we're not going to E3, I said, oh no, we gotta give them something to talk about. Make an announcement, bring it out. We don't care if it's finished. We don't care if it's episodic. We'll just give them whatever you have, and then you can make a sequel. And then what do you do? Oh, by the way, Death Stranding is coming out this November. Oh my God, isn't that amazing?
You ain't see the new trailer?
Shit.
Yo,
no, I ain't seen.
You ain't see the new trailer? Yo.
What, the old one or the one or something that just dropped like 2 or 3 years ago?
For all your guys out there, Xbox all in. You ain't see the new trailer?
No, I haven't been following
it right now. You know what happened in the trailer? It goes. The person go, who is it? It goes, UPS man, sign here. I'm telling you, That's Death Stranding, aka FedEx Man. That's what they gonna run with, and that's gonna be
Oh,
game of the year, like my man Hebot said. And all I gotta say is this: Xbox is the best box. I'm glad you guys stopped by to listen to the show. Thank you, Hebot, for dropping by as always.
oh, I'm glad you guys invited
Sega
me, like
Forever,
always.
Xbox All In, man. I'm
Yeah,
glad
man.
you stopped
Thanks,
by.
bro.
Most
Appreciate it.
definitely, this is your crew. You down with the show any day you want to jump in when I do this? Feel free. I'm always gonna leave the link in there. Y'all jump in the room, rock out with me, and it is what it is, guys, man. And I had a ball with y'all today, even though he about went in. He was going in
I'm
on them.
sorry.
He nah
I'm
nah
just
nah. You
tired.
ain't do nothing wrong, brother.
Just
You ain't
Yeah.
tired of
do
the
nothing wrong.
nonsense, dude.
I know you for doing that, going in and getting people mad. They want to kill you on Twitter. They, I
Yeah, man.
know,
I
yo,
can't keep
Eba,
up.
I love
I
you, my
can't keep
brother.
up with that Twitter, man. I try and keep up with
Exactly.
them. It's hard.
All I hear is this: ping, ping. Heba's going, oh hell no, niggas is getting at him like 8 niggas. Like what the hell? Oh hell no. Spider Man's this, Spider Man's that. Oh nah, hell no. Did you see this? He pulls up links. I'm like, oh my god, Heba's going at it with the world, boy. Yo, you be
But I'm the
stupid
fraud.
too.
But I'm the fraud. I'm the fraud. I put
Nah,
out. I put out.
you know
I
what?
pull out the links and the facts, and I'm the fraud.
Before I go, I want to say this. A lot of people misconstrue. I hope I'm saying it right, my brother. What Hebot does is he just calls out the bullshit. When these
Yeah,
dudes start frauding, he's gonna expose it. If it
yeah,
ain't him and it's his man, illegal. They're gonna put you out there and they're gonna expose you and they're gonna put you to the test and they're gonna
yeah.
come at you. So a lot of these dudes got a lot of sock accounts. We all know this. They want to
Mhm,
jump and make it look like they're what they saying is right. When in all
mhm,
reality, these dudes, my boys, speak facts, and they come at you with facts. So it's like
mhm.
you can say that you might have the bigger channels, you might do this, but they gonna put you on blast, man, and it is what it is. I know them for that, so I'm trying to keep up now with what's going on now. I'm really getting into it, just watching and seeing what all this frugaziness and for clickbaiting. It's crazy. Like I
Dude,
ain't know.
Ghost, you grew up. You grew up in the streets, and Sega
Yeah,
Forever, and Sega Forever is a military man. Okay,
yeah,
we are not yes men. Okay, we are leaders. We stand for what we believe in, and that is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Same thing like myself. You know what happened to dudes like that? What would happen to them in the streets, dog? You know what the deal is. They wouldn't survive, dude. They wouldn't last not one day because they're going, and especially they're trying to be like funny and be disrespectful and try to be slick and smart asses with people. Dude, you get shot for things like that in the in neighborhoods that we grew
now
up
you
in.
now you're taking it from the
You
game
get
to the real.
you
Hell,
get knifed for something like that, and that's not something I'm bragging about. That's just the kind of world we grew up in, and this digital shit where everybody want to be tough through the social media keyboard shit where you can't be caught or you can't be straightened out. Anybody could be a tough guy in the digital world. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? But we're not yes men. We stand in what we believe in, and we're gonna stay that way. And you're not gonna convince me because you do little ass memes and trolls and say all the things you say. You're gonna have to tell us and show us the facts of what you're fading, your statement. What has PlayStation done this generation? It's a question I ask all the time to everybody that says that PlayStation better. What has it done this generation for gaming and the culture that the Xbox hasn't done? And they never answer the question. It's always crickets because they can't. They don't know what to say, which proves right there that you're just a sheep and a follower. That's right there. Right there proves it. Understand?
yep.
Yeah, and then people, man, you guys need to think about this kind of stuff, man. Why do you game on the console you game on? You know, because a lot of these guys that have put stuff up that were Xbox Strong or Xbox All In and all this kind of stuff, man, now they're eating, like they're flip floppers, man. And you
Mm-hmm.
got to remember, man, all of this stuff is on social media.
Mm-hmm.
There is a point of reference, man. There is a record out there.
Oh yeah.
For a lot of us, man, I don't care if you play Nintendo. I don't care if you play PlayStation. My problem is like you guys care that we play Xbox.
Exactly. Thank you. They always come to us when we don't bother with them. We just talking amongst ourselves because we're a crew, we're a circle, we're boys.
Yep.
We talk because we're Xbox guys. But we'll talk about other things, and obviously in gaming because we play other games as well in consoles. But we're not going to sit there and repeat what you say just because everybody else is doing that. That's not the person that we are. So if you're looking for that, this is the wrong show for you guys. No, it's not happening over here. I'm sorry. No way, no how, and that's the problem. It's like Forever said, you got to be on a constant because you're happy with what you got, not because the world is telling you, "Gay, this is the best place to be." you got it all twisted if that's the way you thinking.
Yeah, and remember too, man.
Yep.
Gaming is subjective, man. It's like any other form of art. It's
Hmm.
subjective. So what one person likes, another person might not like. There's
Hmm.
games that I love that I know some of my friends just don't care for, and that's
Right.
fine. Dude, to each their own.
Yep.
But for people to go out there and just say something's trash or to throw around Metacritic scores and stuff like that, it just tells me again that you guys just don't you
Well,
guys
it's
don't
like
respect
women.
the culture and you guys just don't participate in it.
That's right. It's just like you, women that you like and the food you eat. You might like Asian women. I might like black women. That's it. You can't
Yes.
change that. It is what it is.
You right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's called diversity for a reason. But to sit there and say, "Oh, Cuphead is trash," but Knack is dope because it's a PS4 exclusive, you sound stupid because they're both the same type of games.
Yo, Cuphead is one of the hardest games to play.
but
Generation, hands down.
they're the same type of
That shit
game in the
is
sense that they're
bad.
platformers. Ghost, you get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They're platformers. The only difference one is 2D side scroller and one is top down 3D. So they're still giving you an experience in the same genre. They just look differently and they're different worlds and characters. So you can't say that. You see what I'm saying?
Well, the problem again, man, is just like the way a lot of people like if somebody greets you in the morning, right? You're just so used to somebody saying good morning. You said, "How are you?" But
Hmm.
you don't really want to hear like the whole story about what the person's going through. It's just something that's casual. You say that's what I see
Right,
a lot of people when they say, "Oh, did you like the game?" The correct response to me should be like, "Well, I didn't care for the game," but they said, "Yeah, the
right,
game's trash."
right,
Right?
exactly.
It seems like it's you got to change that, dude, a little bit, man, because not
Well, uh,
there's stuff that you can
Ghost.
find in every game that you could like.
That's right. Well, Ghost, you guys know when Still 100 was talking about, oh, I love the hell out of Halo Wars because the RTS and it has the lore. I said, damn, that's a fucking shame because I love the Halo lore, but I hate me some RTS. I said
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, RTS
but
games are
I didn't
dope.
just. But I didn't. But what did I say? I said I hate me some RTS. Me, I can't stand them. But that doesn't mean that it's fucking trash. I bet you, if I was an RTS head and for the RTS world, it's probably a phenomenal game. You get what I'm saying? So I can't do that shit. I can't be like, yo, Spider-Man way better than Forza Horizon. Like, dude, are you serious? They're two different genres. They offer two different experiences. Like, wake up, Jack. That doesn't mean that Forza is not a fantastic AAA game because you're comparing it to Spider-Man.
They
They're
got
two
the
different
blinders on, man.
games. Like, oh my god.
They don't see the game, they don't see the genre, they don't see the any of that stuff, dude. They just see Microsoft and Sony.
I don't even think these dudes know what genre means.
Yeah, I don't think they do either.
To be honest with you, a video game in this generation is it's just a video game. Every game is a video game. That's it. There's no genre. They don't know what shooter means. They don't know what a smoke means. You know that's the term for it. They don't know that what an RTS is or top down isometric shooter. They don't know what parallax scrolling is. They don't know none of that shit.
Oh, it's
It's
really
just a
sad.
game
It's really sad. It's the media doesn't know either. That's where they get all their information from.
because they're young.
They
They're
young.
young kids
Yeah.
that grew up with probably more than likely either Nintendo or PlayStation. It's a
Well,
fact.
okay, wait. In all fairness,
Uh oh.
there's been some mixing of the
Uh
genres,
oh.
right? But still, they're usually one or the other. So
Hmm.
yeah, but it's just the times, I guess. Yeah, they just
Yes, it is. The time to time. Been fantastic to be here with you, Joes. Y'all can find me wherever there's hate and at my YouTube channel. He
Oh, snap.
he bot capital H capital B
yeah. Just follow the
hyphen
tiers.
and,
Just follow the tiers. The trail of tiers.
and all the other letters lowercase. That's my channel. You can find me there. And I do all types of shit. Video game, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, and I just play games and try to enjoy myself. And I like calling out the bullshit from time to time. So I'm giving you a fair warning if you're going to my channel for the first time. Or whenever there's hate. Again, like I said, I'm there.
They hate you, boy.
Or memes. Wherever you see
They
memes.
want you. They want you. Now they said, I want you, brother. I want
Mm-hmm.
you. They want you.
Mm-hmm.
They want you in a steel cage match, but I'm telling you. They want you in that steel cage. Yo, Xbox All In, let them know where they can find you at, bro.
Yeah, man. All In channel. Yeah, formerly the channel known as Xbox All In. I just the All In channel now because I cover a lot of stuff besides video games. I do a lot of pop culture stuff. Even though, thanks for this podcast, Ghost Man, because I saw I was catching up with some of the stuff that Marvel did in their Phase 4, and I was kind of getting upset. So This was a good break from. I had to get out of that pop culture. See, that's what's great about being pop culture, man. When the games let you down, then you go to the comics side. When the comics let you down, then you go to the store and buy like $50 worth of Funko Pops
or comic
Or
books for that
or
or
matter.
comic
yeah,
books.
I
Yeah.
got me some Gears comics too. Woo! I did it.
Oh,
Mm.
the new Gear Funkos, the
Yeah,
Funko Pops, the Gears. Oh
I
man,
got to get the box one. I got to get that one. But also, like, I got my JD Phoenix statue. I got my Marcus statue.
yes.
I
Yes.
was
Nice.
the statue I want originally. That's what I was saying. Fuck it, I'll ask. If y'all subscribe, want to look out for me and want to get me that statue. It's Marcus Phoenix versus General Ram. That thing costs like 1,500, and your boy goes saying he probably
Damn.
up 1,500 right now.
Yeah, dude.
That'll
Damn.
be a
I would
blessing, man. That will be a
I would
blessing.
love
If I
I
See,
would
subscribe
love
to
see, and
General
all these dudes complaining about a $500 console. See,
exactly, boy.
come on now.
I want to get it. I would. So I feel like putting up the money to get it because that it looks dope. When you get a chance, so y'all in the comment section, go check out that Gears of War, General Ram statue. How big it is, and how Marcus Phoenix going at it with General Ram, and you see the dead bodies bomb. That the detail on that is fire.
Oh yeah,
Right,
this
right,
isn't
right.
like the old school, man. They got some tech up in these new statues they building, man. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna tag you guys on Twitter with the pictures that they let out of these new Storm collectible figures that they're doing
yeah.
for Golden
Mm.
Axe. For Golden Axe,
Yeah,
that Axe
yeah.
Battler on top of the dragon,
No,
the
don't
red
tag
dragon.
me, bro. Don't tag me.
Oh,
Don't tag me.
they're gonna hate you.
Dude,
That's just
I just
fire.
spent $150 on Comic Con stuff, and I was over there bitching about all the Comic Con stuff, and then
Oh, I gotta check out what they got on Comic Con. They got any
dude,
new Venoms or no Carnage out there?
Oh,
Statues?
they got a lot of stuff.
I mean, they got a ton of stuff out there, dude. But
Dude, they
it's
got
just,
so much
I'm about
stuff,
to
so many options.
yeah, dude.
go
It's not
That's
even
a whole nother 2 hours, dude. If we start talking about it,
you,
it's
you
crazy,
ain't
bro.
lying
Don't,
either.
do yourself a favor. Don't go. Don't go.
No,
That's what makes me want to buy stuff. I ain't
Don't
gonna
go,
lie.
dude.
don't go down that black hole, Ghost. You'll never come back.
Don't go, dude. As your friend, I'm telling you, do not go.
Trust us. Don't go
Trust
back.
us, don't
You'll
go.
never come back. You'll never come back. It's over after that.
I'm
Your
gonna
life.
tell you guys this, dude. I bought my stuff and I went to the 99 cent store and bought some ramen. That's all I'm gonna say for the upcoming week. That's
Dinner,
how bad it is.
yo, that's gonna be dinner of champions tonight.
Yeah, I'm
ain't,
gonna have
Dinners
to
of
lose some weight.
champions.
ain't nothing wrong with Roman soup, bro. That's a gourmet
Yo,
night.
yo,
Oh
that,
man, dude.
yo, my dude.
Night.
That's the dinner of champions, boy.
Let me tell you something, man. Have you ever been locked up, man? You know what motherfucking Roman noodles is. You
Oh
know
yeah.
what I'm talking about. The Jack Mac. You know what I'm talking about, man. All that caramari. You know,
The Jack.
you know what I mean? For all that good stuff, man. But anyway, man, thanks for rocking out with me, Hebot, Xbox All In. It's your boy Ghost Rider 730. God bless y'all. Don't forget to
God bless.
hit that subscribe button on my boy Hebot and Xbox All In, man. Subscribe to them, man. We really gaming. We passionate about gaming. We talk the most shit, my man. You know, they want to kill him on Twitter. If they see Hebot, I think they'll go die. Like the movie Dumb and Dumber at the end when he sees the guy and the girl together. But that's my boy Bot, and I rocks out with him. Shout outs to J-Lo, shout outs to Khalad, shout outs to the whole DX crew, everybody that's down with my panel and my crew out there, man. God bless y'all. Subscribe to Ghost. Peace out, y'all. One.
Please.
All right, guys. Take it easy, man.
You too. God bless my brothers.